All right. This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. This is an open lines show, open lines post-fight edition, so anybody can join. Everybody should join. The link is in the description. I'm going to be posting the link into chat. So yeah, we're going to be talking about what just happened. People are thinking in the bathroom. No, I'm here, guys. I'm here. So yeah, I mean, I think Rico was winning the fight. I think the stoppage was okay because Rico wasn't complaining. But fuck, I mean, I think Rico was winning the fucking fight. Let's see what people have to say about this. We already have Recognize and BDA. If you guys want to jump in and give us your thoughts, what just happened?
Maybe if Recognize can go first. I'm listening to the.
Yeah, guys, let me know if anybody's listening to the post-fight interview. Please let me know what Usyk says. Yeah, Recognize. If you want to just give us your thoughts on what happened.
Yes. Okay, so I think Rico fought really smart, man. So I think there was two things working for him. Number one was the foot movement, which would have cost him later on in the fight, and I'll explain. The footwork had Usyk confused throughout the whole fight. I think him constantly circling to Usyk's lead foot and then rushing in.
Yeah.
And constantly blitzing him from that angle, almost taking a page from Lomachenko, right? Like kind of like that kind of style of blitzing, right? Taking angles and then coming forward. I saw Rico doing that a lot. I like that Rico kept his chin
tucked in.
He was very disciplined. He kept it tucked in. But all these things will cause him later on in the fight. So what do I mean by that? I thought throughout the whole fight, he had Usyk looking confused, and Usyk looked gassed at times, and but mainly confused.
Do you think
the problem with that?
Yes, finish. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, this is what the problem with that is. That two things. When you use too much footwork, you start to get tired, right? You start. He was kind of like jumping up and down a little too much at times where he didn't need to, right? And keeping your chin tucked like that at all times gives a guy like Usyk that perfect radar to land big punches, especially when you're tired, right? Because you're going to be tired later on in the fight. The stoppage I did not like. You have to, at least in my opinion, at least let Usyk drop him again, right? Or put him in a point where he's not defending himself completely. Okay, then you stop it. But it looked like he was about to get him out of there. But in my opinion, you have to let that happen. I don't like these stoppages. I mean, with that being said, we understand how boxing works. There was probably some big money to make in a late stoppage, Usyk versus Rico. And, overall, I thought Usyk looked confused. He looked kind of out of shape. And I got to credit a lot to that guy, Rico. Going into the 11th round, I either had it 5-5 at best for Usyk or 6-4 Rico. He possibly was winning that fight, in my opinion. I wouldn't blame anybody if they had it more than that. If let's say somebody had a 7-3 Rico.
Yeah, 7-3
for Rico, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you had it 7-3, I can't really argue that. Because in a lot of those rounds, man, he was outworking Usyk. He was just outworking him. He had him confused. Bucho, you seen the fight?
Yeah.
He looked confused. That's my takeaway.
Do you think Usyk took him lightly, or what's the reasoning, the explanation for him looking like shit?
He can't prepare for the angles for a kickboxer. Like I told you with the Paya Karun and Lupe Pintor reference, there's angles that Muay Thai fighters and kickboxers use that you just don't see in boxing. And the mechanics, you can, if used correctly, can create hell for anybody in the sport of boxing.
The one thing I learned about kickboxing, right? This is the one thing I learned about it. I used to kickbox. It gives you great footwork for boxing. That doesn't make you a complete boxer.
That's what I saw.
But it gives you constantly working. You know, it's called kickboxing. So you're constantly learning how to use and set up kicks. So if you understand that method, if you use it for boxing, it can help you switch stance. It can help you get outside the lead foot, especially if you, let's say, for instance, if you're an orthodox versus southpaw, you know, whichever stance you have, it can help you get the advantage because of your
you saw a few of those switches. Yeah, you saw a few of those switches that Rico did when he switched southpaw and landed great shots.
I agree. Totally agree, man. That's my takeaway, man. That is my takeaway. Rico, I don't think Usyk took him lightly. I credit Rico for having a very good game plan. The only mistakes he made, in my opinion, he used too much movement with his legs, and he kept his chin tucked down too long in order to be, you know, he has to understand. He has to understand situational boxing. You can't be tucked in like that throughout the whole fight and not think that a fighter like Usyk is not going to eventually time you with that. You know, he's going to time you with an uppercut.
Yeah, everybody knows that Stoppage was soft. That's why Turkey wants a rematch.
Yeah, we'll get into. He said that. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, first of all, just before I forget, Mark Deckard 82. Thank you for your super chat. He says UK Egyptian stoppage, man. Yeah, it was. People are complaining about the stoppage. We're gonna talk more about that. Ronora, thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate it, man. He said, I think the skills had less to do with the. Let me just mute myself because I can. I think the skills had less to do with what we witnessed than Rico just being a beast athlete. The likes of which we haven't had in heavyweight boxing since the 1990s. Rico is Golada. Rico exposed that division. A lot of people are saying this, man. Like he brought some aggressiveness that, to be honest, I haven't seen in a long time, man. Effective aggressiveness, I should say. So, what do you
know? What's interesting about it is, this was a mix between Rico Verhoeven's performance was a mix between the Chisora and Fury fight against Usyk. He had the snap and the whip. He had the whipping nature in his punches of a Fury, but he didn't fade as early, and he was smothering Usyk the way Chisora did in certain times. And it reminded me of when Usyk fought Chisora. It seemed like he couldn't hurt him. He did stun him, I think, in the 4th or 5th rounds, I forget. But he seemed to be lost in there about how to throw his shots. And like Reckon I said, I think there's a lot to what Reckon I said about the angles. Because there was a point where Usyk tried to do that thing there where he puts the guard up and shifts to his to his right. You know, the move that Lomachenko always does before he pivots to the right. And the guy whipped him with a left hook and then I followed it up with a whipping right hand and he stopped him clean. And he couldn't, that's why Usyk started to look flat, because I think maybe what Recognize is saying is true, is he cut off the angles. Also, the other thing is 6 feet, 5 inches tall, 255 pounds. This is something that a lot of people expected Joshua to do, except that Joshua doesn't have that whipping-like nature, you know, that dexterity. Fury did have it, but he was way too big, much bigger than Verhoeven, and he was too straight up. I mean, it's a completely different style. So Verhoeven brought here tenacity, he brought size, he brought a very good game plan, whipping shots, and Usyk was trying to find in there those uppercuts, and he couldn't find them because the other guy was coming in with overhand rights. Now, let's just get down to it. The stoppage, horrible stoppage. First of all, there was open scoring from the WBC, which I didn't even think still existed. I don't know why they decided to bring it out here. 76-76, they had it at one point, when it was clearly Rico Verhoeven was winning most of the fight. I mean, yeah, look, if you want to be generous, I think, again, I wasn't scoring it. I always do it by the eye when I'm watching a fight. I didn't think Usyk was winning more than 3 rounds. And then finally, when Rico Verhoeven got tired and you could tell he was sort of stumbling around, that's when Usyk pressed it. But another thing that you got to watch out for, because this was the BBOC, the British Boxing Board of Control, BBOC, whatever.
BB what?
Charge of this. No, but the thing is, this motherfucker referee, just like in the Joshua versus Dubois fight, they don't signal properly what they're supposed to do. In other words, he jumped in with 1 second remaining in the 11th round, and the excuse is going to be, well, I'm the ref. I don't know how much time is left. All I'm worried about is the guy taking damage. The ref jumps in and doesn't even signal, like waving the fight off. He just jumped in and started hugging Verhoeven. And he's like, well, what does that mean? Does that mean I thought the round had ended and he just jumped in and said, well, round's over. No, he stopped the fight. I wasn't sure about what happened until I saw Usyk on his knees, which is probably what he's going to do for the Turkey Al-Sheikh for saving him. Because, I mean, come on, who else? I mean, is the BBOC this incompetent that they stop a fight this way? I mean, this was horrendous. Look, just when you think, I said this in the Discord, what do they say? Death taxes are the only things, certainties in life. No, death taxes and boxing hitting a new low. Just when you think they can go lower, they go lower. And that's what gets me real quick about this whole thing with Zuffa. Oh my God, Zuffa's gonna take over boxing and they're gonna ruin the. Look at what they did look what boxing did to this dude. He trains his ass off. He could have pulled off something major, a major victory in only his second pro fight as a professional boxer against the great fighter of this generation, Usyk, and they stopped the fight with 1 second left in 11th round. I think that's disgraceful.
For it, just again, just like the Francis and Fury, you guys fell for it. I fell for it for a moment. I'm like, is this guy actually winning? But when you really look at it, nah. He was playing him until the very last second, until he got him out of there, bro. This is the whole point. When you want $100 million and you want to fight a nobody or someone that doesn't belong in your sport. I'm not calling Rico a nobody. More like someone who doesn't belong in your sport. This is what you do to sell it. And did they have a way to selling it. They got your attention, didn't they? It's the same thing with you. They didn't. Francis and Rico do not have the conditioning to fight this caliber of fighters. They don't. They get tired quick. But why he was there, as long as he was, is because Usyk allowed it. That's it. And the same thing with Fury with Ngannou. But the difference is this one.
So it sounds like you're taking credit away. It sounds like you're taking credit away from Rico. You're taking credit away from Rico, what he did. Is that what you're doing?
I'm not taking anything away from Rico. No, I'm not taking it.
Usyk was looking confused like a deer in the headlights, bro. They're for rounds on end.
Look, I would love to say that because I don't like Usyk, but it's not true. It's not.
Are you trying to protect? Are you trying to protect Fury here? Are you trying to protect Fury by defending Usyk?
I wanted Rico to win. I wanted Rico to knock his ass out.
Rico and Fury are friends, so you shouldn't be mad at this.
Yeah, of course I would want it to be that, but I'm being a realist, bro. Somebody out there said 11-12 when I was on Sob's chat. On his, they're saying 11-12. He's gonna stop him. I'm like, yeah, you might be right actually, because these guys don't have a lot of gas tank. And guess what? He stopped him. What he could have, even if that round finished and he went to the 12th, he was gonna do the number on. He was gonna stop him either way. Bro, you guys you fell for that trap again.
Who fell for it? I know.
They sold that shit.
Oh, really? It was okay.
I kind of fell for it because it was exciting because we like contact sports, bro. We like motherfuckers breaking each other up. But
I want to hear after the super chat. I want to hear from Telkines too, because he's the one that called it.
Really? Okay. Wait, let me just read the super chat, and we can get to Telkines here. Super chat from Earl Stevens. Thank you, Earl Stevens, for your super chat. He says, "I'm with the robbery. Send his ass back to kickboxing." Oh, okay. What the hell is going on here? What's the aggressiveness?
Fucking Earl.
Tell me how he really feels, man.
Hey, but Telkines called it. He said that Rico Verhoeven was going to beat Usyk, and now Gypsy's taking away credit from Telkines' prediction. Telkines, how do you feel about that? Telkines
is gone. He's celebrating.
He's probably tugging at it because he got the prediction right. Almost.
Well, we got another super chat.
All right. I wanted Rico to win. I think for Rico to win, but you gotta be realist, bro. Like in that shot that he landed, though, he could have done it from round 5, round 6.
I don't know about that.
The way his defense isn't that great, bro. Rico's defense isn't that great. He moves a lot. It's something that he caught on from Fury, being a little bit jittery, so he could be unpredictable. But his chin is right there. He could have landed that shit a long time ago. He just let it be because money.
I mean, he got up.
Come on, man.
He got up, bro. You're a hater.
Yeah, Rico gets up from knockouts like this. So the only thing I had a problem with this was they stopped it too early. That's it. For just to declare, so they want a controversy. They want, because it's a humiliation ritual. You're asking for $100 million, bro. You're gonna have to do something. You're going to have to bend over and take it somehow. This is what this is. And this is exactly what Usyk just did. He just did what Fury did.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Okay. Let's take a break. Okay, first of all, let me. Okay. We heard you, Gypsy. We're just gonna read a super chat. Fluffy Toaster 89. Thank you for your super chat. He says Benavides would stop Usyk. Now, some people are saying that now Benavides is a chat. I'm not even joking. People are saying this. So let's also talk about that. And I want to just remind everybody that anybody can join this live stream via Discord. The link is in the description. Link is gonna be in the chat, so anybody can jump in. Yes, go ahead.
What I'm hearing, Mucho, is a lot of people, well, at least when it comes to Gypsy, they're not giving Rico credit for a game plan. He actually had a game plan for the fight. You could say Usyk was playing with him and that and that and that, and I would just say, I would counter that with, did it not look to you like Rico came in there with a game plan and it was effective?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he won every single round. I'm not saying he won every single round. I'm saying that it was enough to win rounds. He was outworking them, at least in my opinion, most of the fight.
He definitely came in with a game plan. I mean, that's my opinion. Maybe somebody can disagree with me, but no, he came with a game plan. He did a good job. I mean, Usyk was trying to win the fight. It wasn't like he was taking it easy, right? The guy was trying to win the fight. And
at the fly. You know what I mean? But when you're talking about you got months to prepare for a guy, you have a game plan for him. You have to have a game plan. Of course, he had a game plan. But the game plan ain't never going to be good enough to beat him. You know why? Because his feet ain't that good. He was trying to show that he got like fleet movement and all this kind of stuff, but his feet ain't that good compared to Usyk. And on top of that, he's a big 270 guy who should crack harder than him, but I don't even think he still cracks harder than Usyk. He doesn't. Boxers usually
he's not a complete.
Yeah,
he's not a complete boxer like a Usyk, and that's acceptable because he's not this is not a guy who had his whole career in boxing. You still got to give him a lot of credit, right? And I do agree that I thought he was a little too fleet-footed, and if you understand boxing, like I do, goddammit, you'll understand that too much footwork could actually tire you in a fight, especially when you're being offensive, like Rico was. Rico was using footwork. He did a good job, but he was tiring himself out, and he was also making himself predictable by keeping his chin tucked in. But all that, besides those two things, I thought he did well. I thought he was winning the fight, man. I thought it was possible that he could be winning that fight.
His chin being tucked in is a good thing. What he messed up is
you can't have it tucked in the whole fight without understanding that by doing that, and this is the part where he doesn't understand. By doing that, eventually, you're basically you're helping me set up my radar shot, right? Eventually, I'm going to catch you with a big shot, with a big uppercut.
You know what? You know what? Put your arms around your chin, and it becomes even harder to fucking penetrate through that shit. Or
he doesn't understand that. What I'm trying to tell you is, he does not understand that as a boxer that's been doing it for many, many years. He doesn't understand that.
Hey, Bucho, by the way, Bucho, when you put because people don't know this, but Bucho had set up the stream 2 hours in advance, and the title was a little ambiguous because he put Usyk as the main subject, and then he put plus Richard Torrez exposed. So I told him, hey, it sounds like you're saying Usyk and Torrez were exposed. And that was 2 hours before the main event. Then it turns out he did right. I'm not saying he got exposed, but somebody could, it would have been apropos. The interesting thing about this fight too is that the scorecard, somebody just gave me the scorecards. I mean, Bray and another person in the Discord put up the official scorecards. They read as follows: 95-95 from one guy, 94-96 for Verhoeven, and the other one is, I can barely read it, 95-95. I mean, can you? I mean,
well,
again,
somebody in the chat. Somebody in the chat said earlier. I forgot his name. Sorry. Somebody said like, how can you say Usyk was exposed when he just stopped Rico?
Yeah, but I mean, it's he shouldn't have struggled against that. I mean, I think maybe this speaks because there was this debate about, well, how good is this heavyweight division, this era of heavyweights? And I mean, I think Verhoeven just threw a monkey in the works and said, a wrench in the works and said, hey, look, maybe this era wasn't that good because, in fact, kickboxer, and I know people are saying that he's a tremendous athlete, blah, 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 but in his second professional fight, this guy's almost beating Usyk. I mean, and I'm saying almost because they took it away from him. In my eyes, he was winning the fight, clearly. I don't think you can make an argument that Usyk was winning this fight. And then on top of that, we have to start talking about something here because Ring Magazine, and I think ESPN too, they dropped Teofimo Lopez from the rankings after he looked back against Ortiz. And they dropped Canelo from the top 10 after he lost to Crawford. So if looking bad is just enough to kick you off the pound-for-pound list, should Usyk be kicked off the top 10?
Oh, there you go with the answers, man. There you go, bro. Like, he doesn't get off the pound-for-pound top 5, bro. He's there, still there. I'm telling you, this is a fake fight. We all bought it. I was saying it before. It was a fake fight. I was wondering whether he's going to stop him early in 6, because that will be the legitimate stoppage, 4, 5, 6 rounds, or he's going to stop him late, or it's just going to go a decision, just like how it was with Fury and Francis. I didn't know which one it could be, because this is a fight you don't want to bet, because it's whatever the powers that be want to happen. Usyk is levels above this dude, bro. I'm telling you, even though he's strong and shit, he does a lot of things. From round 1, I was like, okay, why isn't Usyk like turning up the gears? Why is he not turning up the gears?
Yeah,
he was on third gear, fourth gear.
I did see moments in the fight where it looked like Usyk could have let them rip, like, Rico was there for the taking. But again, I attribute that to, I mean, unless you could prove otherwise, I attribute that to Usyk looked confused in a lot of that fight. He was like, man, this guy's whacking me with big shots, smothering my punches. He's taking these angles that, is got me out of position. That's what I saw. So, again, unless you can x-ray his brain and prove it to me that he was, he was carrying him, in other words, I'm just going to go by what I saw. And what I saw was a confused and sometimes out of shape looking Usyk. Yeah. That's what I saw.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, real quick, Mr. Pelavakis asked, can you drop pound for pound by winning? Yes, you can. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what I would do, but I'm saying Ring Magazine did that to Teofimo Lopez when he looked bad against Jermaine Ortiz. I mean, you could say the same thing. He won, but not according to Ring Magazine. He looked all horrible in there, so they decided to drop. So I'm saying, should Usyk maybe not drop him out of the top 10, but definitely should drop him a couple of slots. I mean, how you going to struggle against a kickboxer? I know the guy put up an excellent game plan and everything, but it's a kickboxer with 2 professional boxing fights.
Hey, by the way, BDA, can you read the super chat? But before I have to read buy me a coffee donation from Chris K, aka Undercover Asian. He said, Usyk clearly didn't take a nap before the fight. Grandpa was looking a little drowsy in there. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Kept waiting for Usyk to wake up and do something. I mean, seriously, I thought, you know what? Usyk gave up the first 3 rounds, and I was like, that's okay. He's gonna pick it up. He's allowing Rico to, he's coming in nervous because he's his first big professional boxing fight, so he's gonna, expend all that energy in the first few rounds, and then Usyk's gonna pick it up, and he didn't. Then it was round 6, and I was like, man, when's Usyk gonna pick it up? You know what I mean? He didn't. So
exactly.
Yeah. When is he gonna wake up? Exactly. When is he gonna wake up?
Didn't he look at?
He was looking like that type of fight where you go, yeah, this ain't gonna. Like after the 6th round, you go, nah, this is a fight. Just a question of the guy being slow. This is an actual fight. Shout out to Ronora for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Ronora. He says, when you look at the heavyweight division, you cannot picture these guys being top guys in other big sports. Like in the 90s, the top 10 would be good at anything. We don't have athletes like Rico anymore.
That's an assumption. That's an assumption. Yeah, I don't go by that. Could they play other sports? Sure. I mean,
guys like Chisora, would they? He's very slow. I mean, is there any position for him in football, like professional football, American football?
Absolutely.
Linebacker. What's it called?
I will make him a fullback. I will put him as a fullback. Slash running back. I can use him, and maybe even as a tight end at times. Bro, whatever. My point is this: like, I think Usyk looked human at 40 years old or 39, right? Basically 40 years old. Okay.
Didn't he look a bit sluggish though?
He looked human, and it was against a guy who doesn't have that much boxing experience, but this is a guy who has combat experience. And from what I can tell, he's a student of combat. So if he's going to box you, he's going to study you. And I think that kid had a good game plan. Go watch the fight again, man.
Ronora is saying that this is cope. I'm hearing cope.
You could say cope all you want. I mean, I don't know what the cope is.
Maybe there's some cope there. Recognize. Maybe he has a point. No, I'm joking.
Well, look. Did Usyk look human in that fight? Did he look like?
Yes.
Yes, he did. He did.
They're all human. Let's talk about Torrez.
It can bleed. If it can bleed, it can die. It can be killed.
This begs the question. By the way, the link is in the description if anybody wants to jump in. This begs the question. This is almost like after Ngannou versus Fury, where you go, well, who else could Rico Verhoeven beat? Because now you want to see him in there continue boxing. I mean, Joshua has superior firepower. Excuse me.
I was going to say that. Who do you guys think Rico should fight aside from Usyk?
I would have
that's
a boxing match.
Put him up against Francis. It'd be an interesting little squabble. Let's say they're both coming from that world, so put him up against Francis. That'd be good.
They're going to put him against Joshua.
Yeah, and then Joshua knocks him out in 1-2 rounds.
What about Tyson Fury, who supposedly apparently was slapping Verhoeven around when they started boxing. So maybe it's like the student now becomes a master or something. A student versus master.
Yeah, I want to see Fury with Ruiz. That's what I want to see.
Nah, man. I don't want excuses for that AJ fight, man.
You talking about?
He's gonna get hurt or something, and then he's not gonna fight.
No. Don't worry. That's your Joshita. Joshita's like that. Let's talk about
Joshita.
Fucking Ruiz and Fury.
He comes up with this weird name, Joshita. No, but it sounds like a Japanese name. But JV in the chat says they clearly planned a Caballero face-off, which became awkward after that performance. Yeah, because then they brought up. I don't know if people saw it, but they did the post-fight. They brought in Caballero wearing the very stylish German kit for the World Cup. And I think it was that one. And anyway, he's standing there, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute. They're talking about a rematch against Verhoeven, between Usyk and Verhoeven. Meanwhile, this guy's waiting for his shot. See, this is why you shouldn't do these type of fucking stupid little exhibitions or whatever, because then what happens if the guy loses the A side or the champ or whatever? Now you got or struggles like he did this time. What, you're going to have to waste more time now?
Do we want to see? Do we want guys? Do we want to see? Hold on. Do we want to see Usyk rematch Rico, or do we want to see Usyk fight Caballero now?
Caballero.
I want to see Caballero, man. Fuck Rico. Let's have a Caballero fight. That guy's been waiting for so goddamn long. Let him get his title shot, and he's gonna get knocked out within 8 rounds. That's how it should be.
I think they did him dirty, Caballero, because he was supposed to fight. What's his name? He was supposed to fight for the title, if you remember, for the IBF, and then they screwed him and then put Daniel Dubois again, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to fight Dubois for the Bacon IBF title.
Exactly.
What do you guys think about Usyk's performance? Because a lot of people are saying he had the worst performance of his career.
That's what we've been talking about.
We're talking about this shit, man.
Don't fall for that. Olaf, do not fall for that, bro. It's not a real fight.
Well, that's the thing, though. Gypsy believes that it was all a fake thing here, that he didn't really, he wasn't on the level. But I mean,
before the fight, I like a fight no matter what. I get excited. I get the juices going, when the fight's like a good one. I like it, but it's a fake fight. I could see it. I mean, the way he stopped him, the way he was so calm in the corner, there was no bring me the cross and let me kiss it because I'm in deep shit right now, like it was against Fury. It was not a real fight, bro. He knew what he was going to do to him.
I don't know, man. There were a couple of rounds and a couple of...
Look at his demeanor. Just look at Usyk's demeanor, man. That's all you need to know.
It's a filibuster, man. Little people.
Anyone see the ref after he announced the winner? He looked guilty as hell. I looked in the ref's eyes. And he just looked guilty. I don't know. He looked like he wasn't... I can't explain it, but as he lifted his arms, I looked in his eyes and he looked sad, like he knew he wasn't supposed to do it. Maybe I'm reaching him.
Did he fear for his life?
Well, and that's the thing. These dudes, these officials never have to justify their decisions anymore. I mean, that time that those, and I don't know who he was, but it was this journalist. They caught up with the judge from the Joshua Usyk rematch, and he was one of the judges who scored it very, very close for Joshua or something like that. So they corner the guy and they go, "Hey, how can you justify your decision?" And the judge starts stammering, and then he goes, "You got to talk to my supervisor." Like he's working for the DMV at the DMV or something. "Oh, you got to talk to my supervisor." And I'm thinking, this is what always happens whenever there's a controversial decision. People have called in, particularly after the Lomachenko-Haney fight. There's no such thing as robberies. And then and these guys are professionals. The judges are professionals. Okay, then how come they never have to justify their decisions? And when they finally do get caught or cornered, I can't talk about it, or you have to talk to my supervisor. Why can't they explain it? They're professionals. Can they explain in a clear, concise manner why they arrived to the conclusion that they did? No. And again, there are some exceptions, like the Holyfield versus Lewis fight, the first one in 1999. They did a whole thing where they rewatched the fight. There were cameras watching the proceedings and all that, and nothing happened. They didn't overturn the decision, nothing. So lest anybody think that this horrible decision somehow is going to get changed, no. It's boxing is boxing as it goes. Something horrible, a stupid decision happens, just something that you can't, just when you can't imagine it can't get any dumber, it does get dumber and nothing is done about it. That's why these people are like, "Oh, Zuffa, TKO, they're going to take over, they're going to ruin boxing." Look at the state that it's in now when things like this can happen. And I know Turki Al-Sheikh is somehow involved with Zuffa, but I think he's just providing money. I don't think he's like in the events, he's not at the apex watching the fights over there. So hopefully the same thing doesn't.
Yeah. But sorry to interrupt. He's having his cake and eating. Sorry to interrupt, but I've had a theory about this. He's having his cake and eating it too. He's funding Zuffa, but he's also letting the 4 organizations box as well. So he's kind of like, it's like he's playing both fields to see what happens, basically.
Well, that's the bridge. That Riyadh season, if that's what you're talking about, that's the bridge. At some point, they're going to pull that rug. That rug is going to get pulled at some point once they build that rug.
Probably, yeah, because he's trying to make the Ring magazine more popular. So I guess they're going to try and push the 4 main out, make the Ring magazine the main one along with Zuffa. Because I remember them saying you can fight for both titles when Zuffa becomes bigger or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Torrez, huh? Let's talk about the curly hair.
Well, they're waiting. They're gonna put once they build up a big enough roster, you're not gonna see Riyadh season anymore, or the Ring probably. It's just all gonna be Zuffa.
Hey, but I want to ask Telkines. Because he's the one. Telkines, are you there? Telkines.
No, he's not.
Telkines. Forget it. Yeah.
By the way, BDA, So I was going to mention Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. They actually tried to, if I recall, they rescored it and they still gave it to Jeff Horn because you mentioned rescoring earlier.
Yeah, he didn't win that fight, Jeff Horn. Come on, that's bullshit.
Oh. Hey, what were the official scorecards?
Yeah, we're gonna repeat that. Somebody had them. Yeah, go ahead, BDA.
94-96 for Verhoeven and 2 cards of 95-95.
Okay, it's bullshit. Bullshit all around, bro. Bullshit all around.
How did you have it?
Oh, I mean, I didn't have Usyk winning. I didn't have Usyk winning. That's for sure. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of thought like while the fight was progressing and playing out, like if Usyk is gonna hurt him, I knew he was gonna hurt him late, even though he was down big, and they're gonna find any reason to stop the fight after he gets hurt, and that's exactly what happened. Like he got hurt, and then they figured out a way to save his ass, and that's what happened.
Rob him. 1 second left. In the 11th round, they stopped it with 1 second left.
With 1 second. With 1 second.
1 second.
That's it. I know that's the controversy that they intentionally did. So you could talk about it. Now the 12th round, he would have knocked his ass out, bro. His legs were not there no more.
That's not true.
He's wobbling, bro. Like you see him wobbling.
True. Have you seen that guy kickbox before? He's got dude. This guy here has been hurt real bad in kickboxing. Come back to knock the guy the fuck out.
I really don't care how much he was hurt. There was 1 second left. He wasn't on the ground. He wasn't knocked out.
It's different for like.
He wasn't on the ground. He wasn't knocked out.
This dude ate shins to the face and came back to knock guys out.
I know what
to
you're
say
talking
that he was
about.
done is not. It's not real.
It's kind of unfair. It's kind of unfair.
I mean, but it's unfair to say that it's just a foregone conclusion that he was just going to get knocked out in the 12th.
Ngannou was taking knees to the face. Ngannou was taking knees to the face, and Joshua melted him with 1 punch.
No, he wasn't taking knees to the face. No one was beating up Ngannou
Yes,
like
he
that.
was.
This guy's
Yes,
a
he has.
kickboxer. He's way better than Ngannou. This dude, way better.
All right, can I just quickly
I know what you're
interject
saying.
and read a super chat just quickly before I forget? Marty as always, thank you for your super chat. He says Rico is not the first nor last kickboxer to side quest boxing. Maurice Bradis gave Usyk trouble. Was a Euro kickboxing champ before he was a professional or won a belt in boxing. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a kickboxer, Marius Bradis. And yeah, he definitely gave Usyk a tough fight. So we might see more kickboxers do that transition. And these kickboxers are, I think they're better at doing this transition than MMA fighters. Of course, it's pretty obvious why, right?
Yeah, the rest.
I mean, look up Samar Payakarun, who knocked out Lupe Pintor, who ruled 118 for like 6 years.
Yeah. You're also talking about one of the best kickboxers in the world,
He won more.
Yeah,
Marius Bradis only won 4 rounds against Usyk.
I'm gonna tell.
He had an easy night with him. It wasn't that difficult. He had only moments. Bradis had moments against Usyk. He had easy night with him.
Yeah.
That's facts. The only toughest fight he's faced is that
No one gave this dude a shot. I've been saying for weeks this guy got a shot.
You did.
thing is
You
also,
did.
Man, he fell for the scripted, the shit that they did. They scripted it and you.
Yeah, I want to hear Full TV gloat a little bit, man, because everyone always
give him his time to shine.
I'm just saying, I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure I said it on the show. The guy, I've seen him fight. I've studied him. And he has got very good boxing. I say he has better technique than Tyson Fury. He does. Punching technique is better. Fury hits guys with an open palm. This guy hits you knuckles first. And he's very clever in his approach. And he reads you. He's a very high-level fighter. And he's a cerebral fighter. He's not a stupid ass, He's always thinking and he's always adjusting. So that guy's always was a threat. That's why I told people
beats the hell out of Daniel Dubois. To be honest,
I told.
Can I just say that I was present? I was present when Fu made this possibility of Rico winning. So I want to stamp that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Rico is offensively good. He's defensively lacking. That is the issue.
His defense was very good, dude.
Okay,
that defense was good.
I'm gonna answer the shit that you were talking about. I have seen him get dropped. I've seen his highlights, and he comes back and knocks. Not just highlights, a fight.
Yes.
He comes back and beats up on the guy. Yeah, I've seen it. But the thing is, he can use his legs in that position. He can use a lot of things to defend himself. Where he's predominantly better with his legs.
What do you mean use his legs? There's no kicks here.
He can't use. I know. I'm just saying. In the kickboxing world, he can do that. He can defend himself in a way. In this fight, he can't do that shit. He's limited to the.
He would have had a whole round to recover, bro. He had 1 second left. He would have had a whole round to recover.
You know what that means? That means, dude.
That's it. A minute.
Dude, look. That means there's more variables. There's more to worry about in kickboxing. Here, it's just the two hands. That's it. So he was doing very well in there.
There's more variables. I didn't say that.
You don't just have to fight with 1 second left in a round.
It was bullshit. He didn't get punched.
You don't stop the fight with 1 second left in the round. The guy's not comatose on the ground. Like, let him go.
He wasn't even out.
That, bro.
Wasn't even close.
I wanted another fight.
It's bullshit.
Next round, I agree.
I don't watch a lot of boxing anymore. This makes me not want to watch any more boxing lately. Like, this is bullshit. It's fake.
The thing is, that's what they did. They intentionally did that so we could have this whole little controversy. And who knows, maybe later on there'll be another fight, and you'll see him get starched in like 6, 7, 8 rounds. Bro, that's it. That's the game. That's how they do this. They always do this kind of shit. It's probably the same thing as Francis and Fury. It's probably the same. That fight's
Fury.
It's a fake fight, bro. It was a fake fight.
Fury carried Ngannou.
It was a bullshit stoppage. It was a bullshit stoppage.
Against Ngannou.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. You look with Rico Verhoeven. This is what ails me about this. When people go, the cheating. There's various forms of cheating, and although Usyk didn't cheat because he didn't, I don't think he's the one that always told the referee.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It didn't involve.
But hear me out. The cheating is what gets me. For example, when people just shoo away clinching, because it's not as bad as a low blow or an elbow or a headbutt, right? But it's still, you're taking away the guy's hard-earned time that he put into training, the sacrifice, and everything. You're taking everything away from him. They did the same thing to Rico Verhoeven. Look. Could he have recovered in between rounds? Would Usyk have stopped him at 12? We'll never know because they didn't even give him the chance. They didn't give him the chance. The referee is going to say the same thing that they said in the Meldrick Taylor Chavez fight, which is like, well, the referee said, I don't know how much time is left, which is a valid argument. However, in this scenario, this guy wasn't beat up, he was just tired. Give him an extra minute, maybe he recovers, he's able to clinch his way to a decision. It's not the same thing as Meldrick Taylor being all beat up where you can, excuse me?
1 second left. I'm pretty sure when the guy gets dropped, you look up at the clock real quick to see what's left. Right? To see what's left.
You're probably right, bro.
Look, that's how you make your determination. If it's like early in the round, you look at the clock, oh shit, there's almost 3 minutes left. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to need to stop this. But this is 1 second, like literally a second left.
Exactly. And the guy's not, from what I saw in the replay, he wasn't getting his head snapped back. His eyes weren't reeling up and he was unconscious. He's like, he wasn't in that's why this is now, I hope now people see why we advocate for late stoppages. Because it's better to stop it late than early because if you give a guy enough of a chance, maybe he can recover. He's not gonna die because he took 2 extra punches. That rarely happens in boxing. Usually deaths occur when you take a beating, when it's this not light punches necessarily, but when the guy's just covering up and the guy is not a hard puncher, so he just keeps teeing off on him round after round after round, and it's just a guy blocking shot. And that's
because Rico was just hurt at that moment. He wasn't like this type of it's not like he was beating. Massive sustained beating. That wasn't happening in this fight.
There was no sustained beating.
No.
Yeah, it was just he got tired.
He was just tired. He was just tired.
Complete bullshit. Yeah, bullshit.
But
boxing bullshit.
I have a question for you guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale from 1 to 10, how worried should Usyk fans be after this performance?
A good 7 probably.
I don't. Well,
it's hard to say. How was he sluggish?
I 1 to 10 with 5.
Who's out there to beat him though? The heavyweight division's ass.
They want to make the Caballero. What do you guys think about the Caballero fight now? After you watch this fucking performance, what do you think about the Caballero fight now? What will happen?
It's an interesting fight, but
50-50 fight.
It's an interesting fight.
You wouldn't be saying that before this fight, right? You will
40-60.
I think low key there's a conspiracy. Let me say this real quick. I think there's a really, really big effort to keep Usyk away from Caballero, if you guys peep. Because I remember Caballero was supposed to fight Dubois for a Bacon belt, I think, right? Or for his IBF belt. I think he got sick, and then all of a sudden, he got the Usyk fight again when he came back from being sick, instead of giving the fight to Caballero directly, right? When he was supposed to fight Caballero for the title, I think. But he fought Usyk, Daniel Dubois. But he was the guy who was sick, right? So the fight was supposed to go to Caballero instead of him. And I think it was another time. Then he was supposed to fight him. And then what happened? I think it was this exhibition again. You know what I mean? So it's a conceived
people are saying Caballero.
He was for the he was by the IBF. And
I got Usyk stopping Caballero.
I don't know. People are always saying Caballero has a very good chance. Just based on this performance, people are saying that Caballero has a good chance. Was this like a wake up call for Usyk, or it was just about, or was it just a bad style matchup? You know what I mean? Because we've been talking about Usyk eventually getting old, and is this the case? Is it what we witnessed today, or was it just a style?
I was about to say.
I think
this guy
will find out.
This guy was athletic in a way that Usyk is not used to in the heavyweights. There's no heavyweight that moves like Caballero. Not a Caballero, like Rico. None.
Rico.
There's not one.
No,
the closest thing is Moses Aitama, but he's not going to be able to carry that as long. And he's really unproven. Rico is a world champion, and he is durable as hell. And he's a cerebral guy. He's been through the ringer when it comes to top level fighters.
Yeah.
So there's no guy. I don't think there's any guy that really could give Usyk the problems that this guy.
So the style, you think this guy has a style that nobody else has? Very few boxers
in the heavyweights right now. Very few. Heavyweights.
I would say the thing about
Hold on, Gypsy. What are you yelling?
Yo.
Yeah. 70.
I would say I'm with Fu. It's a little bit of both. Because the thing is, if you beat he didn't have the Soviet bounce on his feet like he used to have before, right? So definitely it's a little bit of element he getting old. And if you saw his back and his middle section was not as defined as before, so it's a little bit of element he didn't take this guy seriously when it comes to training.
I noticed
also when you see let me finish real quick. Also when you see the Rico came in fighting a little bit like Chisora, you don't want to crouch, shin tucked in, not being stiff.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so he was not as stiff as like Joshua, like Daniel Dubois, because these are how you call it, Brits, stiffs. They don't move their heads. They always fight like on a letter L per se. So it was, as Fo say, it was many elements that it was. I don't want to say
he wasn't one dimensional. He was a very tricky fighter. Very tricky.
Yeah, and the thing is that game with the movements with the hands actually took off a little bit of Usyk, because the thing is when you move your hands like that, sometimes you don't know when he's just like moving the hands of like throwing you a jab. So it's like a feint moving at the same time.
He's like,
so the style. Okay, so wrap it up. So that style is what really causes him some problems.
Not taking this sport seriously, and a little bit of age.
So Usyk fans shouldn't be concerned about Usyk getting old, getting slow, or anything like that. It's just a style, right?
Because again, I think it was a little bit of everything.
Okay, a little bit of everything.
Usyk is getting old. Now, can you say that his skill set is diminishing? I wouldn't say that, but the older you get, I hate to be, throw out that cliche,
close to
but
40.
Father Time
Close to 40.
Yeah, is a real 40. Thing.
It's soon.
And that can happen in a fight, and you can get outworked and lose. It can happen.
Hey, I mean, I wanted to say, I think Rico's chin, like, he's got a great chin nonetheless, but I did notice, like, every time Usyk did land something of concussive power, Rico just started pulling back, and I think it was quite obvious that anytime Usyk connected, he felt it. So it wasn't like he has the best chin or he's like Derek Chisora. I generally do think he was kind of a bit of waiting for him to get sloppier to pick him out. But nonetheless, I think it's kind of a wake-up call for the rest of the division, because I think we're starting to see the recipe on how to beat Usyk.
I mean, also keep this in mind.
We have the blueprints now.
I'm with you.
He was constantly moving to Usyk's left side. He was moving to his left, and he was right there for the jab.
He was moving. He was circling towards Usyk's right hand.
Yeah, he would have constantly get hit with a jab. There was moments he could have jabbed his face in. He didn't jab it, bro. I'm telling you, there was no cross involved in this fight. He wasn't in danger. He was playing his role.
God.
He's doing that thing. It's called grit, bro.
My God.
He needs to get an Oscar. Definitely needs to get an Oscar. When he came out the ring, there should have been Oscar ready for him, bro. Like, this is what it is, bro. You guys bought this
I didn't buy it.
It's Verhoeven straight right hand versus Usyk straight left, and Verhoeven took away Usyk's left hand, but Verhoeven's right hand was always a danger because it's right in range.
One at a time.
Look. He's circling away from Usyk's jab. He's right in the center line. Usyk's always in his center to the right hand down the middle, and you saw Verhoeven shooting it in there. This is why Usyk's not just coming in like that, because he's afraid of that fucking straight right hand, which was actually very fast. I don't know. You guys remember this? It was a really fast straight right hand. And Usyk's a vet. He's not a moron. He's not just going to walk in there and eat that straight right hand. So that's why he's staying right out the outside.
He bit a lot of those fucking fans.
Yeah, that guy's no joke, man. That dude.
All right, in the chat, we have Eric Rossos. Eric Rossos in the chat says Usyk definitely looked like he lost a step. Part was Rico and his style, but normally Usyk throws 3 to 4 punches combos all night, and he wasn't really getting those off till the finish. He wasn't really throwing those 3-4 punch combos. What do you guys think?
He likes to drive you into his left hand, but Usyk, it was the risk, He wanted to take some air out of the guy's tires. He's really, really strong, and the guy he was coming in waves. He would kind of dip, and then now he's got energized again. So he's like, oh shit, this guy just doesn't fade. But one of the things Usyk likes to do is, he likes to drive that right hand like a right hook, and he drives it right into a left uppercut. Or isn't that it? Isn't that? I think it's Or it might be the other way around.
That was it.
But he wasn't doing it through the majority of the fight. But at the very end, you started to see him do it. Same thing he did to Dubois. And he did a very similar thing that he did to Dubois. He did the same to Dubois, right? He like intentionally puts himself on the ropes and he's getting ready to throw that big uppercut. And that's what he did. Verhoeven, he got caught sleeping a little bit there. He put his face right into that uppercut.
I mean, also, this guy is
I think it was
he's moving into the jab, beating him at the fencing. Is that what you're telling me? So Rico's a better boxer because he got a better jab than fucking Usyk? Is that what you're telling me? Bro, like, listen to what you're saying. It's not possible. That is not... Well, that's what you're pretty much saying because he's moving.
Is there someone here?
Let me cut in here. Let me cut in here because everyone's getting really excited. Everyone's getting really excited over someone having a good night. Usyk obviously didn't show up in shape. He didn't take this fight too serious. He looked fat in the ring, right? He looked fat in there. Just because Verhoeven did this little herky-jerky style and kept his chin tucked, that doesn't mean he can beat up every heavyweight in the division other than Usyk. You guys are getting carried out of hand. You know what I mean? Just like Ngannou, gave Tyson Fury trouble. Just like Ngannou gave Tyson Fury trouble, that doesn't mean he's gonna fucking set the rest of the division on fire.
This guy's a lot.
You know what I mean? He showed up in good shape. Usyk didn't take him seriously. He knocked him out when he needed to. Let's not get out of hand here and act like this dude can do a fucking run and win the belt.
This guy's one of the top kickboxers in the world, and Ngannou's not even close to this guy.
You just saw you didn't know who the fuck he was. You don't know who the fuck he was, man.
I know who he is. I know who he is.
You didn't know who he was, man. You guys know.
I followed his whole career, man. I followed his career.
Yeah. I followed the legendary Rico. I know who he was. Honestly, I know who he was. But I know a lot of you motherfuckers didn't, okay?
And Ngannou's let's not compare him to
Ngannou. He had a Rico Verhoeven had a good performance. He showed up, but you know what I mean. He's not gonna stay in the heavyweight. And Usyk, he'll do better in his next fight.
Yo, man, Usyk was trash, man. Was over here.
Yeah, no, he did look like shit. Yeah, he carried him pretty well.
I mean, people are saying that Usyk was losing a fight to a kickboxer. You guys are acting like it didn't happen.
Man, they called the fight off in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. But what's up with that? in the 11th round. Yo, you guys know Verhoeven always comes back on knockdown. He always comes back with other big guys.
Guys,
come on, man. Yo,
guys, can I just say, as of now, the Usyk career, the guy who's taken the most rounds of Usyk in a fight.
Damn.
In a fight, even though Sobers is right, he was fatter. He wasn't, he wasn't lean and mean. It was Rico. Rico took rounds of this goated fighter. He really did.
This guy's
I think
that's an excellent point. I wanted to pivot from this and ask, who do you guys think Rico can beat in the top 10, or 5, genuinely?
Rico, all of them. Every one of them.
Nobody.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say let's not get carried away.
I know what I saw. I didn't see a lucky punch. I know what I saw.
It wasn't a lucky punch.
It was not a lucky punch. There was no lucky punches in there.
Okay.
That guy can beat any one of them.
I'll tell you
there was no lucky punches in there.
There's no lucky punch there.
He'll beat Dave Allen. These worlds.
Damn.
Rico.
Tell him, baby.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Maybe not even Dave Allen. Maybe not even Dave Allen, bro.
Oh, come on. So you're being overly negative. You're just being overly negative. You're not reading what happened in the ring. You're just saying, oh, well.
Yeah, but the
Fraser clock then.
That's a strategist, man. That wasn't just some guy winging out big punches.
You know who can beat him? Frank Sanchez. That's who can beat him. Frank Sanchez would have laid that boy out, bro.
Give him Frank Sanchez.
Is that virtuoso?
To your point, Fool, just to your point, Fool, he actually been part of many boxing camps because he been on Fury's payroll for a minute. Fury's family.
Yeah,
rematch. Yo, Turkey said rematch. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, Peter Fury did a good job with Rico. He did. He took more rounds off. He took more rounds off Fury. He took more rounds off Usyk than Tyson Fury did.
Yeah,
crazy.
This rematch,
Regardless, regardless of the fitness levels,
When
and
did
that.
you drop him? Did he come out in 6? You guys gonna find out that it was all a game. It was just an illusion. It's all just a dream. That's what it was.
Well,
It was just a dream.
I'll have a good question for the fans. Like, do you guys want to see the rematch in the boxing, or do you guys just want to let Rico be allowed to throw maybe 1 or 2 kicks around and really see a fight? Really see a fight. Because you know what? There's so much delusion that I'm soaking it all in. You guys realize he's a legend, but it just shows you, like, just because you train in one discipline does not mean just because someone does it less hours than you, he has no chance. And it's like you guys think, oh, he can't make it past 5 rounds because he doesn't box. Like, dude, he's a legend in a stand-up competitive sport. What do you think was gonna happen? He's gonna get steamrolled? Like, he's not nobody.
I'm with Sobers now. Don't let yourself carry us away, guys.
Dude, just imagine if he was allowed to kick him. What do you mean? Imagine if he was allowed to kick him.
What are you talking about? Imagine if Spider-Man is Superman is true.
The man went in there and outstruck him, and if he was allowed to kick him, he wouldn't even be. He would have been.
Hold on. Wait. You're talking about
the reality. That's the reality.
Hold on, Guan Yu. This is where we're at, Guan Yu. This is the reality. You're talking about Cope, about the guy who got knocked the fuck out. He got TKO'd. The only person here who's coping is you making up fucking rules. Imagine if he was allowed to kick him. Imagine if
wait. So boxer, allegedly boxer, the guy that's in the pound for pound, he got outstruck by a guy with 2 boxes.
Imagine if Usyk was allowed to shoot him.
That's called.
Wait, hold on, bro.
He got outstruck by a guy who has 2 boxes.
We're talking about coping. What
are we talking about right now?
You're talking about coping.
Imagine if
Usyk. No, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. We're talking about coping. You're saying imagine if he was allowed to kick him. Let me finish, bro. You're saying imagine if he was allowed to kick him. Imagine if Usyk was allowed to shoot him. Imagine if Usyk was allowed to shoot him. Then what?
Could you imagine?
Bro, you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk. You're acting like a little kid. You're not letting me talk.
What are you talking about?
You're not letting me talk, bro. You're acting like a little kid.
So this how boxing fans defend
a like little kid,
bro.
You're not letting me
you can beat me up in a fight, but I could.
Bro, you're acting like a little kid. You said you're coping right now, bro. You're so triggered that Usyk won. Look how you're acting.
Dude, I'm a Usyk fan. Usyk is one of the best boxers of the generation. It's just boxing fans are so damn delusional about their guys being like unbeatable.
Let me get my point out.
You guys can't even cope with the sport being so corrupt. You saw your legend get outstruck, and now you guys can't even imagine
upset right now.
Oh, it must have been this. It must have been that. He must have been. You're just coming up with thousands of excuses,
over a boxing
but no one's giving real credit to a kickboxing
You're not related
legend.
to.
That's the real facts of the whole situation.
Stop acting like this, bro. You're being a weirdo. Anyways, like I said, you're talking about Cope, right? You said imagine if he was allowed to kick him. Imagine if Usyk was allowed to shoot him. Okay.
Yeah, imagine Rico had a nuke.
You're making up rules. You're making up rules to something that is not going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's not making a rules. I'm just showing you. Imagine
you are making up rules. You're saying imagine if this could happen.
Imagine if they allowed that man to kick.
Imagine if we spoke one at a time. Imagine if we spoke one at a time. Imagine if we spoke one at a time. Imagine that. Imagine if we all spoke one at a time.
That's how
on you. Keep coping, bro. Keep coping, bro. Keep coping, bro. Usyk's the best.
Just understand that's how effective it is. You practice it for your entire life.
Knocked him out.
You're gonna get over it. By a guy with 2
Usyk knocked him out. You need to get over it.
Just recognize that. Don't let that go slip by you. It's keeping it.
You need to let someone else talk now.
Slipping by you guys. You
need to let someone else talk now, bro.
He did knock him out. That's not what he did.
He did knock him out.
It was an early stoppage. It was a
TKO. It's a TKO.
It's a TKO stoppage.
Now look. Now we're talking about Cope.
Hey, don't forget the facts, my dude. 2 professional fights. That
TKO.
That should tell you.
Hey, the
that
fact
should tell
is
you all
TKO.
you need to know. That should tell you all you need to know. They're not undefeated when it comes to a fight situation. Boxing is not that. A kickboxer he's not any kickboxer. I'm not disrespecting boxing. You need to be really good at
Look how mad you are, bro.
Look
how mad you are, bro.
Something real quick.
Look how mad you are, bro. I'm gonna let you say your shit, nigga. Let me say my shit. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We witnessed a legendary kickboxer take a legendary boxer 12 rounds, and no one's giving the kickboxing his respect.
It was 11.
Hold on, let him finish. Fool, let him finish.
Is that you guys have to understand that you guys think he can't do that because he trains with his feet, but he trains with his hands too. And I think that's where people go, wait a second, you're telling me that you can still go that far, be more successful than Fury, more successful than Dubois, more successful.
Fury went 12 rounds. Fury went 12 rounds.
Yeah, but how many did he win?
He was given that shit. They should have
twice.
How many did he win?
First fight.
How many did he win?
Well, hold on. Are you done, Guan Yu? Are you done, Guan Yu?
Let him finish.
How many rounds?
Let him finish.
How many rounds?
Say what you gotta say.
I know you're in a hurry to back up your whole thing, but just let me finish it. How many rounds did AJ win off of Usyk?
Who are you asking that to, bro? Answer your own question. Keep going, bro.
No, he won. He said how many?
How many rounds did AJ get off of Usyk and then the entirety of their both fights?
Assume we don't know, bro. You tell us. You tell us.
Dude, I don't know. You guys act like I know. I'm asking the question. Like, why is it that you guys get so defensive? I'm asking a simple question.
It's a rhetorical. Is it a rhetorical question or is it a real question? Like you don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer. I'm asking.
Okay, he doesn't know the answer.
All right. Look, it looks. If you're asking questions, it looks like you're not trying to make a point. All right, so let me make my point.
No, you're not trying to
make a point. Then make your point. Then make your fucking point.
Question. You guys are just upset.
Okay, well then let me make my point, bro. Because I said to finish the point. Now you're asking questions. Now you're doing it again. Now you're doing it again. Now you're doing it again.
You're dodging my point.
Now you're doing it again. Now you're doing it again.
What's wrong with this one guy? Are you all right?
No, man.
Dude, just
he's the biggest Rico Verhoeven fan.
I don't understand.
He's the newest and biggest Rico Verhoeven fan I've ever seen.
How many rounds did AJ take from Fury? No one can answer that question. And the whole room full of
it's not
he does very well, but
not
give me a number. Give me a number. You guys watch the sport.
No, he said how many did he get? How many? He said how many? Look. Calm down. He's asking how many rounds did he win versus AJ? Or AJ won.
Yeah, we know. I know what he's asking, but it's like just say what you're trying to say. What he's trying to say is. What he's trying to say is that Rico won more rounds than AJ did. Make your fucking point and move on.
I think.
But why make your point and move on, dumbass?
What's the fucking argument?
Why are we arguing about this?
I think some people want. I think what happened is that some people are using this. I think what's happening is some people are using this opportunity to finally discredit Usyk because of everything he has accomplished. You know, hold on. A cruiserweight that moved up to heavyweight, beat all of them up, and then has this performance against this kickboxer, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, who has ever when did ever they're trying to. I think this is.
Hold on a minute. Can I just say, Butch, on that?
I think this is what it is. They want to discredit Usyk.
Yeah, but that's why you don't downgrade Rico. You don't downgrade him because he's a great fighter. That's it.
You're right. But I still think Usyk beats the shit out of Muhammad Ali. I still think he beats the shit out.
Of course he does.
That's why some people. What do you think about that one? Do you think that makes sense?
Yeah. I mean, look, Rico beats Ali probably.
He beats the shit out of Ali. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Rico's
every day twice on Sunday.
Okay, there we go.
Look how big Rico is. Rico would pick Ali up and break him over his knee. Come on, bro.
I know, but here's a question. When you say AJ got 6 rounds on Usyk, would you say AJ got 6 rounds on Usyk? In those 2 fights combined, like around 6 or 7 rounds, because that's about as much.
Yeah, we would.
So that's what I'm saying. So this guy with 2 professional fights got that same amount of success on Usyk. That should tell you
I think he beats Larry. I think he beats.
It should tell you clear as day that.
Can I say something? I think he beats George Foreman. I think he beats George Foreman as well. George Foreman and Larry Holmes.
Can I say something real quick?
I think you definitely could.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So you can really say that Joshua only took like 6 rounds on both fights because one of them was a split decision. So you actually have okay, not cut me off, please. Please.
Okay. Go ahead.
Come on, man. So you can really like be throwing that because it was actually 2 fights, not really one. So that's what you call like gauge calloping, when you just talk and gaslight until like your opponent gets tired, and the line of questioning is not really a way to answer it. You know what I mean? So one just really arguing like a bitch. But Rico is a top fighter when it comes to kickboxing. I don't want to lie. But the coping that you guys are coming that this guy can compete with anybody in the heavyweight division is crazy. Second of all, kickboxing, it kind of sort of translates to a real fight, but not really. You're gonna say like, yeah, kicking or whatever, but when you kick, you actually off balance and you actually getting one of your feet off the ground, so it's not really smart.
I'm sorry. That's not how real fighting works.
It's actually,
hey, bro, shut up.
Guy. It's actually.
That's like, listen. I like your explanation.
Excuse me.
It sounds like
I
crazy.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Get BDA's dick out your mouth. Like he could defend himself.
Okay. Guaju.
That's not BDA, you stupid faggot. Now shut the fuck up.
All right, fanboy, let him speak. Let him defend himself.
Okay, Guaju. I'm gonna tell you by experience. I've been boxing for over 20 years. I actually fought in the amateurs.
Yeah, but have you been kickboxing?
Excuse me, my dude.
I'm asking the question.
Excuse me, my dude. I fought in the amateurs over 15 years. I gave classes of boxing, kickboxing at the same time. So I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about, dude.
Wait, so this actually explains.
I coach fighters.
No disrespect, but doesn't this show like the code because
for the Rico Verhoeven fans that we never even heard of?
Oh no, man, you don't know what you're talking about.
You've never.
I'm not even fucking talking. It's not me. I'm not even saying shit. What the fuck?
Look, this dude has never been in here and never said Rico Verhoeven's name one fucking time. Look, hold on. This is a dude. Look, Juan, you gotta let someone else talk. Juan, you gotta let someone else talk.
Guys, I'm not even saying shit.
This guy just spit it out.
Juan, you gotta let someone else talk, bro.
He just said that he had 20 years of boxing
you gotta let someone else talk, bro.
We can say that a kick doesn't work in a fight.
All right, guys. We're gonna have to do this one at a time. Where's my son?
It's boxing. Why are we talking about kicks? I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. Look, my original point that I was trying to make. Can I make my?
All right, guys. We're gonna have to do this. Okay, one at a time. Shut up.
Let me say what the fuck.
Please. One at a time. I have to step in. This is King Bucho. I have to step in. Everybody's fucking yelling. So listen.
I need more flanger.
Yeah,
I need more wow.
Let Guan make his fucking point. Nobody interrupts, and then we'll get somebody else give their rebuttal, whatever. So Guan, please go ahead. Give us what you're thinking. Your thoughts.
Bucho has experience in boxing.
Guan, that wasn't me talking, you fucking idiot. That wasn't me saying that I had 20 years experience.
Why do you sound like a communist overlord right now?
This is China
from a bullhorn.
The CCP. All right, guys. Guan, go ahead. Let Guan, guys, everybody shut up.
I'm trying to explain to you that what you had just said to me was like, you pretty much, let's just say this. I respect boxing, you respect kickboxing, but that statement was disrespect to kickboxing because when you say in a fight, it's unpractical. Obviously, I'm going to defend it. And that's not me trying to shit on you, it's just me going, hey, that doesn't make any sense. And then I said, okay, why doesn't that make sense to you? And you proceeded to describe that I have no kicking experience, but I know how to box. That doesn't really make a case. That doesn't build a case for saying, well, that doesn't work in a fight. How would you know if you're not in a... Let me finish. So how does that work if you've never been in a situation where someone's kicked your calf muscle and you try to lean on it and throw punches and you can't do it no more? How do you know that doesn't work in a fight when you haven't seen it and you haven't experienced it? And not to mention, you don't really have to be. Nothing needs to be anecdotal because we have sports, right? Like you guys don't need to go to a gym to know who's the best.
As well.
You can watch it on TV. So, you guys get so upset. It's crazy. So what I'm trying.
I don't think you practice
sit
that
there
shit,
and act
bro.
like kickboxing doesn't have any
Let him finish.
practicality, but it not only doesn't have practicality, but this fight proves to you that it has way beyond being practical. A legend just outstruck.
Come on, look.
And that just shows. there. So the practice, look. Use the hands.
Go on. I'll let you talk, but you gotta wrap it up, my friend. You gotta wrap it up. Guan.
Let me tell you something.
Can I just hold on?
Ucho, you gotta give these motherfuckers a timer, bro.
Yeah. Listen. When I give you the guys, hold on. When I give you guys, Guan, everybody. This is Bucho. This is Bucho. Hold on, Furioso. When I give you guys, yeah, I'm gonna have to.
When I give you guys the floor, like please, keep it short and concise because there's other people that want to talk. So don't make a whole fucking you start preaching and shit. Just make it short.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
But can you let me respond to what he just said? Can I just respond to it?
Yeah.
You're bringing up kickboxing. You do understand that Verhoeven's moving at a punching range. He could not do that in kickboxing. They kick his legs out. So this was a boxing match. So I don't know why you keep bringing up kickboxing.
Wait, what was that? You said that this is a boxing match. So what does that prove?
Verhoeven's fighting at a punching range. So you're saying
what is that? What is that proving?
That means you're bringing up all this stuff about kickboxing.
Because wait, you're telling me that you think that his experience with punching in a competitive sport, right? At that level, you think that has no factor into how he was able to go 12 rounds?
Of course it does. But to say that he's so much better because he's a kickboxer.
I didn't say he's better than Usyk. What were you guys even getting at?
I don't know what you're saying. You keep bringing up kicking.
Oh my God! Because you guys are just whining babies when you guys get told something you don't like.
Okay, so
let me explain something to you. Boxing works for boxing.
Go on mute for a second.
All right. We're gonna start muting people. All right, hold on. So Sobers, go ahead.
You've been trying to
Sobers.
So look, this fool, his whole thing that he came in here with that I really wanted to respond to was him saying, "You guys are coping about Usyk's performance and." If Rico Verhoeven was allowed to kick, this would have been a whole different story. If this was an MMA fight, it would have been a different story. If this was a knife fight, it would have been a different story. So my whole point was this dude came in here coping about Rico.
If it wasn't corrupt, it would be a different story.
Let me finish, dude. Let me finish. We've never heard him say Rico Verhoeven's name before. All of a sudden, he's the best fighter. You're his biggest fan, and you always believed in him. like, bro, the only cope that's coming from anyone in here is you. That's all.
Really, because when I came into this chat, I heard nothing but cope and BDA was calling it out. That's weird. That's funny. You guys kept having to call each other's copes out the entire time. But all of a sudden, I come in here and I'm the only one that's coping, right? So let me ask you this though, real quick, before you go and walk away. You think that Rico, you think that was a good stoppage and that wasn't a corrupt stoppage? You don't think that in your heart? You really don't think that?
I didn't like the stoppage.
I didn't ask about that stoppage. I'm asking about the
intent. We don't know the intent. We don't know the intent.
Can that go around the panel?
Yeah, let Furioso go in. Furioso has said a word. Furioso, go ahead, please.
I just want to ask about the stoppage.
All right, one.
Furioso,
I just want to... Yeah, I'll just answer about the stoppage. I thought it was he was piecing him up, yes. But the thing is, that guy is a hardened fighter. He's a proper fighter from kickboxing, whatever. But this is what we're seeing in boxing now. You're getting these soft-ass TKOs, guys on their legs. And I did think the stoppage was, like I said on Never Sober's live.
Yeah, his legs were
there. I said it was a YouTube content creator stoppage, like a Jake Paul, Jake Paul getting beat up by AJ. You save Jake Paul, don't you? It was one of those.
Was it a corrupt stoppage?
Let me finish. I've got one more line to finish. Rico didn't need. I mean,
he didn't need.
He was getting pieced up. So I'm sounding contradictory if you go what I mean. Because Usyk was putting it on him there.
You look at the legs. Look at the legs. His legs were there.
Oh boy!
It wasn't a proper fight.
Now we're all
guys. Let Furioso finish his point, then we go to recognize. Go ahead, Furioso, go ahead.
Because it wasn't a proper sort of proper fight, right? It wasn't. It was like the Ngannou Fury thing. They obviously, mean, they saved the boxer like Fury was saved. Yeah. Fury was saved too.
Was Fury a champion with that
Fury
time?
was, Fury was paved. I think.
Look, he's agreeing with
was
you,
Fury a
dude.
champion? Was Fury a champion at the time?
He's fucking agreeing with you. He's agreeing with you.
I'm not.
Recognize what to say. Recognize, guys. Hold on. Break. Recognize what to say something. Go ahead. Recognize.
The gentleman said when he came on that he said that he heard people coping. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm going by what he said, if I heard him correctly. If he listened to the beginning of the show, I was the first one to make a statement. I said that I felt the stoppage was bad. It wasn't a good stoppage. That's my opinion of it. Now, was Rico in sort of bad shape? Yeah, he was in bad shape, but in my opinion, you got to let him totally not have any fight in him. And then you can say, okay, look, I'm going to stop it because you can't defend yourself anymore. Or drop him one more time, right? Mm-hmm. If he dropped him one more time and the referee felt like, okay, bro, you're done. I would have been okay with that. I didn't like the stoppage. Bringing up the whole, if he was allowed to kick, then it's not a boxing fight anymore, right?
Yeah,
we kind of understand that. If he's allowed to kick, it's a kickboxing fight, and I don't think anybody would disagree. I think Rico would take Usyk out in a kickboxing fight. Okay.
But you guys are kind of missing my point because I never really asked about if it's a bad stoppage. I think it is a bad stoppage. I think most of you guys agree it's a bad stoppage. When I was
you literally asked if it was a bad stoppage or not.
Who is this whining bitch? Who is this whining bitch? Can you shut up? I was originally asking. Do you guys think it's a corrupt stoppage? That was my point. I was about corruption.
Guan, do you think it was a corrupt? Hold on. Guan, do you think it was a corrupt stoppage?
Yes, 100%, bro. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
You know how it was. I think it was corrupt because they knew that this guy can make it to the bell.
Yeah. I didn't see. But to be fair, I didn't. Why wasn't Rico complaining?
Yeah. Look, he
no. Why was I'm asking a fucking question.
I'll answer that.
Yes, please.
Okay, but I get it. But don't get animosity because he did contest it, and just because he doesn't act like a brat like some other boxers do, doesn't mean that's how everyone should carry themselves.
I mean, come on. If you think it's a bad stoppage, if you're completely conscious, if you're completely okay,
plays into nothing. Just because you wasn't quiet about it,
I've seen fighters complain, and it's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with complaining when you get robbed by a decision, when you get robbed because they do a stoppage that shouldn't have been a stoppage. So I mean, complaining it's valid
because he's getting a payday and everything.
Maybe that's
it. He was robbed in front of all our eyes. He was robbed in front of all of our eyes, and this is what I mean about Cope. Like we all agree it's a bad stoppage. I bet you some of us agree it's a corrupt stoppage, and this is what I mean about Cope, where I can lay that down, but then all of a sudden, the second I lay it on the table, everyone starts forgetting it exists. It was a bad and corrupt stoppage.
Look, let me say this.
Usyk wins by knockout.
Dude, we went over this.
Usyk was losing a decision to a guy with 2
He wins by knockout. Cope harder.
Dude, look. We went over this already. We talked about this earlier. This is a bad stoppage, no doubt about it, because this guy didn't take a sustained beating. This is a guy that was winning the majority of the round. So, of course, it's a bad stoppage. That guy was not out. If you look at his legs, he was not out, and they had 1 second left. It's a bad stoppage all day. But we'll talk about corruption. We don't know if it was corruption. We could just assume that's it.
That's fair.
Can I ask you what's more you can ask me a question. Do you guys think it was a bad stoppage? What was somebody in it? Was a referee in it? I mean, who the fuck knows? We don't know.
Yeah, let's say it's not corruption. Let's say it's not corruption, but look,
I'll tell you this. I would assume there is something there that the promotion's like, well, we want this fucking Fury fight. We want this and that. This guy's Usyk's not looking too good right now. So if he hurts him for a minute, boom, just stop it. He dropped him once, but I thought the guy looked fine. When he was hitting him with 1 second left, come on, man. He didn't get the respect he deserved.
I'm going to take the corruption claims out of here. Forget the corruption claims. Now I'll just defend myself with this because I think you guys can agree. What is more coping? Him making it to the 12 if the ref didn't stop it. Like, what is more coping? Believing that has the possibility, or believing the other end of that of, well, if they let him go to the 12, he would have got stopped by the end of the bell.
Knockout? I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? No. Listen, that's a good question. I think everyone should answer that.
It was a TKO.
I mean, I don't think he should have gone knocked out to begin. I mean, I think he was doing great. He shouldn't have gone knocked down to begin with. That's the thing, though.
He got caught.
I mean, Usyk didn't go down. Usyk didn't go down. It was this guy who went down at the end of the day.
Of course,
so you know what I mean? Like,
we can't say knockout.
Again, I want to make it clear. I want to make it clear that I had Rico winning the fight. To that point, I think he was winning the fight. There's in my mind. So I'm not like fucking a Usyk fan. I'm not.
But hold on, Bucho. No one's arguing even against that.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's what I don't understand.
Everyone's saying Rico did well. Everyone's saying Rico did well. He got knocked out.
We all agree on everything.
You cannot say it's not a knockout because it's a TKO. That's exactly what it means.
It is. Usyk was piecing
that's why we're arguing. And this is why we're arguing. Well, look, the last flurry of the fight, he wasn't landing everything.
Can I say something real quick, guys?
Yes.
Can I say something real quick?
Yep.
In my opinion, it wasn't a good stoppage, right? In my opinion, it wasn't. But here's the thing, though. If you see the following signs, if you see a guy stumbling off his own feet, breathing out of his mouth, spitting his mouthpiece when he's getting punched, he barely is looking up anymore. Again, he's not putting the mouthpiece again into his mouth because he's so tired because he can't really like close his mouth again. Does it really is a bad stoppage? Again, in my opinion, was a bad stoppage. But the thing is, the signs before the stoppage.
Maybe the referee was noticing that. What you're saying? Maybe the referee was looking into that. He was taking that into consideration. Everything.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, dude. I'm looking at it right now. Verhoeven's coming. He's on the front foot. Usyk hits him with a decent uppercut and he pushes him down. He gets up. Referee looking right in the
you saw how he fall. The thing is, but you saw how he fall under the ropes. I thought Rey Mysterio would have come around to
push him.
He had Rico's 1-9. I will admit, Rico took a nap.
619.
Dude, look. Usyk pushed him down. Usyk pushed him down.
I think it was a stoppage, man. I think it was a good. I don't think it was a good stoppage, but I understand why it was stopped.
Oh, look, now that we baked it down, we're mixing it around. Look, I'm not even against it. If you think it's a good stoppage, whatever. This is my argument. I think it's a bad stoppage. I think there might be some corruption because imagine, look, the only reason I'm saying corruption is imagine a guy with that record being the lineal champion. That would blow everyone's mind. That would be cemented in history. So that you would automatically assume that there has to be a force out there to kind of like make sure something like that doesn't happen. Remember when Fury lost, people were calling corruption on that. When he won, I meant. But did Fury have a belt to lose? Did Fury have all this status to lose? It was just his personal shit. It wasn't like the boxing was on the line as much as this fight was. This fight had everything when you really think about it.
Was on the line. So, I don't know, man. I think you're coping, kid.
You can keep saying that, but you know what? When I asked you the question, you didn't answer. What is more coping? Believing in that he can't make it to the 12th if they let him go past the belt, or that he would have got stopped? I'm not saying that he couldn't have got stopped. I'm saying what's more coping? Because if you're gonna pretend that one side is more coping than the other, you're fucking delusional.
Guan, I have a question for you. Do you think Guan? Do you think?
Fuck out of here with all that bullshit.
I have a question. Okay, hold on. I have a question.
You've been watching sport for how long?
I have a question from Guan. Do you think Usyk has been overrated based off of this performance?
Exactly.
Do you think he was overrated because of this performance? Everything they've been saying about Usyk.
We saw
Guan, I'm asking you a question.
Man, with
Guan, do you think yes or no? Do you think do I have to go that specific? Guan, what's going on here? Guan, what's going on? I'm asking you a question. Do you think?
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. Who's he talking? Guan, are you talking to us? Guan, are you okay?
That's what.
Guan, I just
let him talk. Let's see what happened.
I asked a question. It's something fucking. Guan, do you think Usyk has been overrated based off of this performance?
No. This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Boxing, it will forever be the best people with hands. But like, there's other sports where imagine if Usyk tried kickboxing and he was natural with the hands, like, and he had dense bones and he was 6'5". Like, you guys are like really underselling that.
I just asked you a simple question. Why are you fucking having a mental breakdown here? You guys,
what do you mean? I'm just giving you a simple answer. I'm not
talking too much. God damn it!
Like fucking hey, what a mental case, man.
I feel like you guys guys think that?
We don't care about your feelings, bro. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care about your feelings, guy. What the fuck?
He's breaking it down, isn't he? Am I wrong? I thought he was trying to break it down.
No, he's not. I
don't know why you guys getting upset.
He was trying to break it down.
What are you trying to break down?
The thing is, you go into his rant.
Yeah, I feel like you guys. All right, I just asked you a fucking simple question. He's trying to
break it down in his own way. I think he's trying to break it down in his own way.
Okay.
All I'm trying to explain is that people undersell kickboxing like they're martial art. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, you can't say this performance makes Usyk look bad because Verhoeven, you guys act like he's nobody. He was a somebody. So if you guys gonna be snapping, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, they don't understand that because they only watch one sport. They don't watch all the other combat sports in the world.
Yeah, what he's saying. What he's saying is Verhoeven is
You're not answering the question.
He's saying that he's saying
you don't understand how to. You just don't listen, man.
Dude, look, I'll tell you. I understand what he's saying.
You learn the bullshit.
No.
A kickboxer is not supposed to be doing this, and people are gonna be like, no, because we've seen like Chris Algieri was a kickboxer, and he couldn't fight out. He couldn't beat up Manny Pacquiao. We have what was it, like Jimmy Thunder back in the days? What's his name? These guys was a kickboxer, never went. Shut up.
They run through the list. They run through the names because they go, oh.
What a fucking idiot! Jesus Christ!
Let me interpret. I think I understand what he was saying. He was saying that because you said, does this make Usyk look bad? And what he's saying is that Verhoeven is a very good fighter, so this doesn't take anything away from Usyk. That's pretty much what he's saying. He's just
I'm defending Usyk. Usyk's one of the best boxers. I think he's better than the Japanese guy. I think he's better than Shakur. I think Bud was better than Usyk, and Bud's retired. I think Usyk still holds the mantle. And honestly, I think you guys are underselling the other two heavyweights, the Moses and Caballero. They have chances. You guys are underselling them too.
We never talked about those guys. What are you talking about? We never mentioned these guys right now. Why are you bringing them up?
You guys did. Oh my God, they're gonna get mad again, but it's all good. It's all good.
Well, you're making shit up. You're making shit up here. Yeah. About we never even talked about these guys right now. Like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? 30 minutes we were having a conversation about Moses.
Now you're trying to pull rank.
You guys were asking about the
trying to pull rank. It's not gonna work out, bro. It's not gonna work out. Nobody said that shit.
What?
Nobody's.
No, wait, what are we talking? You guys were talking about his chances like 30 minutes ago. What are you talking about, you dumbass?
You're a fucking idiot. You're here trying to pull rank. We never mentioned Caballero. We're talking about Usyk, and we're talking about Usyk and Rico. You're over here trying to pull rank. You're a fucking idiot. Like, listen, bro. You didn't predict anything.
Write on your little notepad today. I was a fool for trying to defend somebody, trying to defend fucking boxing, even though you know this shit is corrupt.
Guy, what are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? Jesus fucking bro, you're not making any fucking sense. You're not making any fucking sense.
You still can't admit it.
Admit what? Admit what?
Corrupt.
Yo, what the fuck is this guy's
Rico
problem?
Verhoeven was stolen from a fight, but it doesn't take away from his greatness.
Exactly. That's what happened.
Well, we agree. We agree. You fucking dumbass. That guy. We agree.
You got it.
You're trying to. You're trying to. This guy. Juan, you're trying to come here and you're trying to pretend as you're bringing some kind of revelation, and you're trying to bring us. Like you're not saying that. Juan, you're not saying anything special. You're not saying absolutely nothing special. We all agree on we all agree that this guy performed better than we thought. Rico performed better. We gave respect to Rico. Like and a lot of us think that the stoppage was bad. Some people are saying the stoppage was bad. So what are you talking? You guys you come in here and say all you guys said this and that. No, we didn't. A lot of people. BDA was over here saying that the stoppage was terrible. So what the fuck are you what are you talking about?
It's not even a debate. We all know the stoppage is terrible.
So shut the fuck up. Stop saying you guys said this, you guys said that. You're trying to pull rank. You're not going to pull rank over here, motherfucker. Shut your fucking mouth. Know your fucking place.
They can't do that.
Know your fucking place.
Just do?
What a fucking idiot. This guy's a fucking idiot.
Thank you.
All right, let somebody else talk, man.
Someone in the chat.
Anyways, so this all happened because this dude didn't want to accept he was coping about the loss. Go ahead, Antonio. My bad.
Oh, no, it's all right, man. Thanks. Someone in the chat earlier said, do you guys think Rico would beat Wilder? I'm curious what everyone would think on that.
I think he'd destroy him.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely destroy him.
Put that fight next. Give Rico, I'd like to see, aside from Francis Ngannou, who do you guys think Rico should fight aside from Usyk and Ngannou? Because someone mentioned Ngannou.
I mean, I don't know, but I think he knocked out Ngannou pretty quickly.
What about
that makes sense. Put him up against Ngannou because he did better than Fury and the other guys. But let's put him up against Ngannou because that makes total sense because we're still coping the fact that a kickboxer beat a boxer.
The thing is, Ngannou, the funny thing is Ngannou didn't. I think Rico would have taken because Ngannou didn't go in either of the both fights. He didn't go full 12. With Fury, I think it was like 4 or 5 rounds. Yeah. And we all know what happened with Joshua,
Ngannou can't box. He should have never been there ever.
Well, that's another factor there. That's another factor right there.
He was against an Olympian, man. You know the levels, right?
Yeah. But look, what you just said there is a great point because this guy Verhoeven comes from a sport where they have 12-round fights, right? This is Ngannou.
Like MMA guys can't box, but kickboxers can box. That's like you guys need to know that kickboxers box.
We already know. Guan, why you guys? Guan? What the fuck's your problem? You guys should know this. We already said that. We said that. Guan, you fucking dumbass. We already said that. We said that in the Never Sober. Can you shut your fucking mouth for 2 seconds? Can you do that? Can you shut your mouth for 2 seconds? We said that obviously kickboxers are better suited to make that transition into boxing than MMA fighters. Why are you coming over here and saying you guys don't know this? Like we know this. It's not even. It's obvious. It's obvious. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to say that. Guan, you are not a rocket scientist. You fucking dumbass. You're not a rocket scientist. Everybody knows this. Guan, go ahead.
You're not surprised by the result.
Shut up! Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Go ahead.
Everybody knows this. Let me say something real quick. Guan, let me ask you something real quick. How old are you?
I'm 25. How old are you?
I'm 32, so that's why you think we don't know this, because all of these guys in the chat, we all went through Glory.
Yeah, you got crazy years on me.
Okay,
we know this.
Excuse me. But I watched Glory. I watched K1. You didn't. Obviously,
you used to watch Alistair Overeem.
Yeah.
I watched you on K1, my guy. That's what I'm saying. We all saw those guys boxing.
Fucking these guys back in the days, man.
Dude, those were kickboxing leagues back in the days. MMA didn't exist at the time.
I was watching.
So no, you didn't.
You're arrogant, man. That's why you don't know
both
shit.
those leagues in the early 2000s, you would have.
I was watching.
You did not watch that shit.
I was definitely watching.
I was barely watching.
You guys watch.
You weren't.
You need to calm down, bro. I think people are saying you sound 15, man.
You are a UFC baby, man. You are a UFC baby, man.
Yeah, calm down, man. You need to know your place.
Yeah, calm down.
Wait, what do you guys
need to know your place, man. You need to know your fucking place.
Nobody's mad about it.
You can come over here and say you guys
are being a little hostile. UFC
no, but you're over. Yeah, you're exaggerating over here.
Man.
You're telling us we don't know this and that.
So what are you exactly saying? You're saying I didn't watch something I did? I'm confused. I did watch
I'm saying you need to calm down, man. You need to calm down.
You didn't.
Okay, I just told you I watched it. You said I didn't watch it. I'm telling you I did watch it.
You came over here saying you're doing a lot of coping right now.
You came over here saying you guys don't know this and that.
You guys are saying nothing. That's what you guys are doing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You guys don't know this and that. That's how you came over here.
Fuck out. Deal with it.
Yes.
Okay. Rico Verhoeven got knocked the fuck out. Deal with it. Okay.
Okay, I'll deal with it. No way.
No, you better.
I don't sound like that. But we all know who Alistair Overeem is.
Y'all need to know that I told you guys. Y'all don't know that kickboxer. Y'all don't know a kickboxer can make it into boxing. Y'all didn't know that. Did you know that? I knew it. Y'all didn't know that. Well, of course we knew it, you fucking dumbass. We know that. It's obvious.
Of course I knew it.
It's fucking obvious. Y'all didn't know this. Y'all didn't know that. We knew that. A kickboxer can make it into boxing, you fucking dumbass. You fucking piece of shit.
Can I just say, after the Ngannou performance with Fury, they were saying the same thing. Ngannou might be able to beat Chisora.
Exactly.
Wait, Ngannou can beat Chisora. Hold up.
Exactly.
Ngannou can beat Chisora. Let's stop. Ngannou can beat Chisora. He can.
Hold on a minute. Usyk struggled a bit because this guy was a big brute. And it was awkward.
That's cope. Stop with the cope.
Yeah, Usyk had never looked at us.
This is what I mean by cope, fellas. This is actually what I meant about the cope. This is an example of cope.
But then obviously He needed a knockout in the end. He got the knockout, and that's that. But
corruption. It wasn't a knockout. Why you guys are making history.
Look at what
You guys
happened
are
to
making
Ngannou.
shit up in your
Look what
head.
happened to
It wasn't a knockout.
Y'all didn't know this. Y'all didn't know this. I knew it. I'm special.
I thought we agreed. I thought we agreed it was an early stoppage. I mean, I don't understand why we're saying it's.
No, dude, Antonio, don't give these guys logic. They're gonna keep flipping they say it's a knockout, then they say TKO, then they say it's a bad stoppage, say it's an early stoppage.
The only
they don't
person
know what to say. They just keep
who's
making this shit up in
contradicting
their head.
themselves is you.
I just thought we kind of agreed on
You're
that.
hoping about a fighter.
You guys are literally switching. Every time you guys speak, it switches.
We're
You
not,
guys
man. You're just trying to pull rank over here. By the way, we have a super chat.
Was that a knockout?
He thinks he's the only guy who's ever seen another sport besides boxing.
Hey, Bucho, was it a knockout? Yes or no?
You know what I'm saying?
It was a knockout. Yeah,
knockout. Yes,
I mean, it was a TKO. Yeah, TKO to be more specific. TKO.
I mean, we got different opinions.
There was a knockdown, though. There was a knockdown.
There was a knockdown and there was a stoppage.
Before the TKO.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, Usyk didn't go down. I'll tell you that. That shit. There was a knockdown. There was a knockdown.
So mad that Rico lost. How much money did you put on him?
I just like that you guys need to change history to make your guys sound better. It was
we got a super chat. We got a super chat. We got a super chat that Shitlin. Hold on. We got a super chat that Shitlin distributor says. Who the fuck's talking? We got a super chat that Shitlin distributor says that cope man. Well, yeah, there's a lot of cope here. A lot of cope apparently. The stoppage. I mean, seriously, I didn't see Rico complain. That was weird, but I think
he did complain.
Well, he didn't complain. Like, I mean, come on, he didn't really. He was sitting down, like allowing the dog to look at him.
Bucho's best. Bucho's finest.
He complained the very moment the guy stopped the fight.
Well, I saw him sit down.
He's
and
like,
literally, right?
I saw him.
Bucho was just sniffing his ass crack.
He stopped it. He was not happy.
Guan is going crazy because he knows I'm right. You know, the guy was sitting down, not even complaining. But like,
I want to see this guy. Dude, look, I want to see Rico have another fight just to kind of, because look, imagine Rico goes in there and he beats a top level guy after this fight. That's only going to make Usyk look better, and that's going to clear a lot of this shit up.
We'll see. That's what we thought about. I know it's a different thing, but Ngannou. I know a lot of people. Hold on, I know a lot of people said Ngannou can go. Joe Rogan was saying Ngannou was going to beat all these other guys. And then he gets knocked out by. He gets knocked out by AJ, a guy who apparently has no mental strength. You know, has no chin and everything. He goes in there and destroys the guy.
Francis does not box.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Francis on the same level.
I'm pretty sure you were saying that. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were praising Ngannou after he fought Fury. I'm pretty sure you were fucking praising the guy.
I mean, bro, you were doing that. What is that? You were doing that.
No, you were doing that. You were that guy. I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from. Don't worry. I know where you're coming from. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. I know where you're coming from.
I mean, this guy was a strategist. You know, Ngannou ain't no strategist. He's not even close. He's a very low level kickboxer.
I've been watching fights for 20 years.
Yeah, no,
if you get Francis Ngannou, dude, he's not a very good. He's not a very good. He's not.
I know everything.
Nobody respects you, Guan. Nobody cares about what you have to say. Guan, nobody cares about you.
This guy's a much better fighter than Verhoeven. Way better, you know.
Now, let my man put you on game.
I just want to see
what he's talking about.
What I want to see.
I'm trying to listen, but you keep interrupting because you're a fucking animal. You can't control yourself. So shut up.
I want to see him. Who would you like to see him fight next to kind of prove that he is something possibly in
there's a lot of fighters. I don't know. Guan's yelling here. I was gonna answer.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see him fight another top level guy.
Hey, you know what? I say put him against AJ. Let's do the whole
AJ. Yeah, that would.
No, AJ has 2 fights booked. He's got a fight booked, and then he has Fury. AJ's booked. Just give him Dubois.
Can I say something quick?
Dubois would probably be a good one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So can I say something quick? Maybe Rico should have like a B-level fighter and then an A-level fighter to see how he does, and maybe gave him more money. So maybe someone like British level Fraser Clark, I don't know, something like that. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't give Rico a young heavyweight. You can't give him a young heavyweight.
Dude, he just fought the best heavyweight in the world. The next guy he should fight should not be some, low-level guy. You should fight.
I didn't say low-level. I mean someone to test him.
I think Wardley or Dubois. Dubois or Wardley, I think, would be good.
Ooh, Wardley, that's not a bad one either.
One of those two guys, I think.
What about Hrgovic?
That's good too. That's good.
That's actually not bad.
Listen, I think there's Heavyweights a hit way harder than Usyk, and I'd like to see that.
Yes.
I'd like to see how this guy Rico fares against him. I think we're jumping to big conclusions over here. This is again the same thing that happened when Ngannou fought Fury after that performance. Who can he can beat everybody, or he can give everybody a tough fight. He fights. Yeah. Ngannou fights AJ. He doesn't even do anything. He doesn't even compete. So
Usyk isn't even a big puncher.
Usyk's not a big puncher. But he overwhelms you with volume punching, and then and if he gets you tired, he'll get you. Yeah. He gets you tired, he will get you out of there if he can. Yeah. He did that tonight, right? He dropped the guy. Whatever. Yeah, the stoppage. Let's say it was a bad stoppage. He still managed to drop this big ass fucking guy. Right, that shouldn't have happened, right? If Rico's that great, he went down from a punch. This guy's supposed to be taking kicks to the head and all that. That's what.
Rico's chin is not that great. Yeah. If someone's trying to pretend Rico has a chin, Rico might have had a chin like fucking 5 years ago, but Rico did not have a chin. You saw it there every time the uppercut landed.
Well,
anytime anything clean landed, Rico was like he was reacting to anything that was landing clean, anything.
Well, look, he's not the best chin in the world, but he has recovery skills. That's what he does. He gets dropped and he gets up and he finishes.
True, but if he's going against a big hitter, he's out. If he goes against a guy who hits you with attrition like Usyk, he can take that on. But against a big hitter, he's probably going right to sleep. That's the truth. He's not going to go in there with a young heavyweight and take him on. That guy's going to put him to sleep.
Well, he's fighting one of the fastest heavyweights around as well. Usyk ain't just fast; he's also the smartest heavyweight. I think it's gonna be. I think Rico would do he would do good because I wouldn't
he would do good against Dubois, but you give him Caballero Moses, he's going to
Francis. Dude, Francis Ngannou's nowhere near this guy's level. I think he beats Moses. I think he would definitely beat Moses.
I don't know about that. The younger, newer heavy hitters, they're gonna.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I think we gotta come down here. Yeah. Again, it's one fight.
This guy's so much more seasoned than Moses.
Yeah,
this guy got more.
Come on. You don't even know. Compared to you don't know if he could put up another performance like that against guys who hit harder than Usyk. You can't take sure that's gonna be able to take it, and he's gonna be able to come forward.
Well, that is just passing through your head, fool.
It's just my opinion.
That you might. Something that you might not calculate in full is the fact that Rico won't have the size advantage like he had against Usyk.
I think he's still bigger than Moses. I think he's still bigger than him.
No, I don't think so.
I heard he was I heard he was around 270, solid muscle.
And you know something, fool? You got to understand something. If he dips his head low the way he was doing the whole fight against Usyk, he feeds right into Thomas body shots and upper. He could get knocked out. Okay, he can't get knocked out. That doesn't mean that Otama beats Usyk. Like I think people get crazy. Like if I say that if he fights or this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I do. If they were to fight, I think Otama will kill him. I think Otama would not. Rico, you kill him.
Because you said it sounded like you said Usyk. It sounded like you said Usyk for a second.
No. I don't think I'm not saying he was Usyk right now, but look. I think that we all we're all caught up in the moment, right? So
I'm
like with David
winnable fights. What I'm talking about is winnable fights. I think if this guy goes in there, he beats one of these top level guys in the top 10,
you think
then we know that this guy. I think he might be able to beat him. Right. Yeah, I think Usyk was not playing with this guy. That straight right hand. That straight hand's coming down there like a spear. The thing is that this guy's Usyk is very smart, so he's not getting hit by that. He wasn't playing with that guy. That was a real fight.
He wasn't as big. Let's be honest. He wasn't as big. Was he as big as Rico? Like I think the size kind of played in the factor here. You had Usyk, being on the back foot a lot of times. I don't think Rico's gonna be able to push like an AJ.
Yeah, but look, AJ's
gonna trade leather with this guy, and he's probably gonna land first, and he's probably gonna land harder. And I want to see.
Yes,
if Usyk at the end of the day, Usyk dropped this fucker. You know what I mean?
Yes. But you're talking about size. Wait, look, Bucho, look. Size. You're talking about size. Fury's a lot bigger than Rico. A lot bigger and a lot heavier. This was not just size. This was skill. That guy fought with a lot of skill in there.
I thought he had a
but he got dropped by a smaller guy at the end of the day. So
he did, but this guy got Fury got punched around that ring like a pinball. Like a pinball.
He won 24 rounds. He won 24 rounds. Why not like a pinball? I mean,
but wait, look, if that was Verhoeven in that first fight who got dropped like that, it was bouncing up on the ropes, they would have stopped that shit immediately. He didn't get that benefit.
I'm just saying he got dropped at the end of the day by a smaller guy. And I'm saying if he fights AJ, I'm not gonna be saying, "Oh, Rico has a very good chance of beating him." I would just say, like, maybe
he has a chance. I'm just saying he has a chance.
By the way, Earl Stevens.
I think Rico can only beat 2 other heavyweights. He can only beat Hergovich and Dubois. Everyone else is gonna knock him out. And the only reason he went 12 rounds is because he was a little bit awkward too. But the Usyk's not a natural heavyweight. He was always fighting an uphill battle every fight he was in at heavyweight.
Yeah.
And it was no difference against a guy who was a world-class kickboxer. So I think maybe the styles, and also he did not look that great today. He looked a little flabby. But let's be real, like if with that chin, it showed that chin is not there. If he were to fight a guy that hits hard, any harder than Usyk, and he's not over the age of 35, he's probably getting knocked the fuck out. That's probably what's because he's not a seasoned boxer. He's not ready for that type of
this guy actually put Dubois out. He didn't put this guy out. This guy got up. He got up and he was still there.
No, but that's why I think that's why I said Dubois
chin like that.
No, I'm saying he could fight a Dubois. He can, but let's be real though. Just Dubois is Look, AJ too. AJ and Fury are the way out there. I'm not even gonna put them in this conversation because they're not going for the belt ever again. But guys like Dubois, Hergovich, who still are trying to stay relevant, they will probably lose because they're still of age. They might lose to Rico, but the newer guys, the Sanchez's, the heavy hitters, these guys are gonna knock Rico out, dude. There's no chance.
Well, look, they were talking about Moses Otama earlier.
I mean, I think it's a different story here. By the way, Earl Stevens, thank you for the super chat. He says Usyk could have gotten old. He wasn't doing lateral movement, and his head was kind of stiff. We talked
what
about
lateral
this
movement is he gonna do? The guy's doing. He's turning on the left of Usyk towards his right hand. What is Usyk gonna do? Circle what left?
You got a jab.
Rico actually had a good game plan, and I think some people are taking credit away from the guy. Like he had a strategy to go in there and win the fight. Didn't work out.
I was very impressed, honestly.
No, he's right there. He was right on the cusp of winning that fight. He was right there.
I think Usyk took too long to start unloading on the guy. I think he thought, he's gonna get tired a little bit after 3 rounds, and I'm not gonna press for a fight. I'm gonna wait and then I'm gonna unleash. And then he started to realize, this guy's still in it, But then at the end of the day, he dropped him. So we should. I think he should have. I think Usyk should have tried to land his left hand earlier on instead of just allowing the guy to get in some rounds.
I thought he should have used the right hand because Verhoeven's circling right into his right hand.
The
he
right
has
hand,
a powerful right hand.
Yeah, okay. I was saying jabbing right because he's left. But I think he just let too many rounds go by, just waiting for the guy to get tired or
trying to take the airs. He's trying to get the air out of the tires.
And that's
what about Bacoli though?
I think Tyson needs to go back to Peter.
Probably. What about Bacoli if like a thin Bacoli, less fat versus Rico? What do you guys think about that?
Bacoli's back.
Dangerous, but I think we have to see how big Rico can punch in the heavyweights because he's punching well.
That's true.
But I didn't see like big concussive force. But Usyk's catching a lot of that in the arms. But they look pretty heavy, these blows. Like he was getting pushed over and all that.
I think Bacoli, if he catches Rico with his head tucked in, one of those fucking uppercuts.
Oh yeah, uppercuts. I was gonna say.
Bacoli beats Rico. Bacoli has some of the nastiest uppercuts in heavyweight right now.
Yeah, but this guy's fast.
And that's what.
Listen, the size. I think the size plays. I mean, you're Usyk. You're looking at a massive guy like that with his chin tucked in, coming forward. And Usyk again, I think Usyk came with a game plan. I'm gonna allow this guy to let his hands go for a few rounds. Then I'm gonna step in. When you come in with that type of game plan, then you see the result, right? You get into like the late rounds, and you're like, oh shit, this guy's still in the fight. I gotta knock him out, and then that's what happened. He stopped him. But when a guy like Joshua fights Rico, man, he's just gonna okay. I'm not gonna allow this guy. I'm gonna turn this into a heavyweight boxing fight. I'm gonna fucking make him feel my punches right away. I'm not gonna allow this big. You know,
basically.
AJ's big as well. He's big as well. He's not gonna be intimidated by the size of Rico like Usyk was.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
I think he's probably the same size as Rico, AJ, so he's not going to be intimidated by that.
No, not at all. That's why I have to. Yeah, go ahead.
I think Rico might actually be bigger than him.
A little bit,
might
but
be a
the
little
guy's
bigger.
a real boxer. I mean, a pure boxer.
And AJ, you know, AJ's
better-
like on stilts, right? He's on stilts. His legs are like little skinny legs. He doesn't have the best base.
But
it would
guys,
be interesting. It would be interesting.
From what we saw from Rico, his punch selection. I mean, yes, he was tight with his chin, you know, tucked in and everything. But the way he was throwing his punches is not as they didn't look as powerful as punches as those that like AJ throws. When you see AJ throw an uppercut, you see the leverage, you see the punch, you know how he puts the move. We see a left hook from AJ. It's a real left hook from a boxer. When you see those punches they were like thuds. They weren't.
He's leaving less.
They weren't. They wasn't explosive. They weren't sharp. They weren't
because
yeah, go ahead.
But he's giving Usyk way less of an opening to hit, you know, and he'll do the same thing with what's.
But they were they knockout punches? Were they knockout? I didn't see.
Some of those
Thuds.
punches.
They were thuds, man. AJ's gonna throw.
No. Some of those. Some of those punches were very heavy, very heavy. But Usyk was catching them, right? Remember that some of the shots were pushing him over.
Yeah,
like
but they're thuds. They're thuds. I don't know how to explain it, but they're thuds. They're like they're not sharp, explosive. Yeah,
they're
not
like brute
AJ.
force punches. They're not technical punches.
Yeah.
They're not like technical.
They're not gonna knock you out. They're not gonna knock you out. I mean, they might hurt you. They might push a smaller guy. They might push a smaller guy like Usyk. But AJ's gonna be throwing.
I think if he hits some of these guys with some of those blows straight to the chin with those straight right hands he threw, he hits one of these other heavyweights on the chin. He's gonna put him out. I think Usyk is so defensively sound.
I want to see
He's so defensively sound that he was able to catch a lot of that stuff for most of it on his arms. Other guys won't. I think they'll catch it to the face and the chin.
Another thing as well is that
Sorry, hold on one sec. Under Usyk's tutelage, do you guys think AJ would go in guns blazing against Rico, or he'd be more technical, try and win rounds?
Technical, but more active for the first part of the fight. More I mean, Usyk really he didn't let his hands go for. I think he thought Rico was gonna get tired because when you're fighting, you're stressed. You're releasing enough energy. You get tired more quickly. And so I think that's what
AJ would be more calm, basically.
Calm, he would judge. He was just trying to land that big right, man. Yeah. Right up, straight right.
One of the questions I think to be answered, or the questions we're asking, is can this guy hurt one of these heavyweights? Like really hurt him bad? He hit Usyk a couple of times in the chin. I think he had him hurt. If he could hurt AJ, then I think he actually will. I think he has a great shot of beating him. Like if you see in the first round, boom, he hits him with a right hand. And AJ's like, oh shit. I think there's a big chance he's gonna beat him.
I agree with that.
AJ gets stunned too easily sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, that straight right hand, you got to go back and watch that. That straight right hand was fucking deadly. That shit was like right down the middle, and Usyk was like, "Oh shit, no way! I'm gonna wait for a little while."
Let's think about this again. AJ has been hurt by, let's say, the likes of Dubois. Dubois is on a higher level than Rico in terms of the way he punches.
We don't know how.
Well,
we know he punches like a truck. That's the thing, Dubois. Dubois is a big puncher. An elite. We know that.
Well, we just saw what Dubois did to fucking Wardley. Wardley's an elite heavyweight boxer. We haven't seen. All we've seen from Rico right now is this fight against Usyk, and so we've seen more. We've seen more from Dubois right now in the heavyweight division.
That's the big thing. I want to see him fight another fighter, and I think that's going to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, exactly. We can debate all night, right? We got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
But I agree with you. If he can hurt AJ, then it's fucking over.
Because I think Wardley isn't that elite. No offense. I think Wardley is a good boxer. He was eventually going to get knocked out. Every single fight he's in, he's basically getting knocked out until he wins. So that was bound to happen. He might be elite, but it's just I don't really rate the Fabio win that great. And I put Dubois on the top 7 easy, but he's like the only reason he's able to knock out a guy like AJ but never have a crazy resume like AJ is because of the age difference, I think. Like the gap there. I think Joshua's had too much mileage on him, and Dubois is really not as good as people really think he is, and that's why he wasn't able to perform against the championship fight.
He's not very technical.
He was good
Yeah,
enough.
like he can hit hard. He's kind of technical, but he's not that great. You know what I mean? I don't think he's that great.
Dude, watch the Big Baby Miller fight. He could box and he could fucking knock you the hell out.
The Miller fight. The Miller fight was a fight about heart. He showed heart in that fight. I wouldn't say it's like a crazy technical
fight.
I'm
starting to think that Dubois is very underrated. People just keep saying this.
He ranked him. No, he's overrated.
He's
underrated. Underrated.
Yeah, I mean, look, this guy beat
the first Usyk fight showed me that he was really good. The first Usyk fight,
he's good.
Dubois is good enough to beat guys like AJ. He's good enough to beat guys like Wardley in his last fight. He beat Hergovich, even though that fight was kind of dirty.
Yeah, it's controversial, I would think. Right?
Yeah. So the cuts at that level. Can Rico compete against Dubois? Maybe he could.
Yes.
You know, he just did against Usyk. I think size had a lot to do with it. There's like more of there's more video on Rico as a boxer. So don't be surprised if he goes in there with a guy like Dubois and gets smoked pretty easily. It could happen.
Guys, that's what I was saying. Between Joshua and Dubois. Joshua is when they fought. Joshua was 36 and Dubois was 28. That's why I'm trying to say, like, we don't have Anthony Joshua's around anymore. And I think people are overselling Dubois like he could beat guys like AJ. Yeah, because he's got almost 10 years of youth on him. And AJ's already gotten beaten by the champion. He's no longer a champion. He's on the out. So it makes sense that Dubois beats him, but he's never going to be I don't think he's a better boxer than AJ, bro. Let's be real. He doesn't have a resume.
The thing is with Daniel Dubois, right, is that he has... Oh, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, because the thing with Daniel Dubois, right? He capitalized off Anthony Joshua's low guard, which eventually led to knockout because he kept his guard really low. Like had AJ had like a proper like tense stance, he probably wouldn't have gotten knocked out. Also, Daniel Dubois overall just has really underrated footwork. Like he moves in and out of the punches. Like in the Wardley fight, Wally was doing good in the first couple of rounds, but he kept over-relying on the same setup. And Daniel Dubois was using his footwork to move out of range and using head movement to duck under the overhand, which eventually... And that's how Wally got the TKO, I think the TKO stoppage in the 11th round. Even though I personally think the fight should have been stopped when Wardley was wobbling in the neutral corner in the 9th round. I can see why they would have let it carry on in the 6th round, but that's what I have to say about Dubois.
It was a similar situation, Dubois in the Wardley fight, to what happened to AJ. He kind of takes that step back. He almost does like a small jump back. Usually when guys do that, they don't leave their hands up when they do it. So he just got caught right on the top of the head as he took that step back. That's why a lot of times you want to circle the guy. You know, you don't want to just jump straight back. And I think that's what he did. If you watch the fight, boom, he hit him immediately with this overhand. So but the guy, I think he's a very good boxer. One of the fights that's going to show you that is the Big Baby Miller fight. So Miller's very good at bulldozing in and getting you up on the ropes. And Dubois was very good at circling the ring and just navigating and keeping this guy from trapping him. So the thing is, he's just, he's a rough guy and he wants to come in and knock your head off. But he could do both. He could box on the back foot and he can come in and take you out. I think he's a lot better than what people give him credit for.
I agree.
It has more to do with the perception.
What?
Oh, it has more to do with his media perception because a lot of people just think he's really a nutcase. But really, I just think Daniel Dubois just does not care about how he's perceived or stuff like that because he's been training since he was a kid. He didn't have the conventional modern-day education as Tom would. And I think he does pretty well in the interviews, but and also on the quit, and also on the quitting part, I just think
the fact that he quit, I think that's what damaged his reputation. People don't want to forgive it, and it doesn't matter what he does. They still see him as
it's a weird dilemma as well because, like in the Joy Joyce fight, where he took a knee over a fractured orbital bone, like you could say that's him prioritizing his health. And and I feel so like if boxers really were concerned about their health, they wouldn't be doing the sport in the first place. but also like if they want to pursue like a long-term career, which Jean Dubois has, like I think in those situations, like I think like that's justified. Like it was a fractured orbital bone, like similar to what happened in Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golotto, where his I think his brain was bleeding. So
it happened more than once. He quit more than once, but you have to understand this guy's like 27, and look at his career already. He's gone through the ringer. He's fought the best guy in the world twice, and the fact that he got knocked out by that guy twice and still comes in strong, and gets dropped twice in the Warley fight and knocks that guy out. To me, that's very impressive. Like that guy's got a strong mind to do that. To get dropped. That second time, we went down to a knee intelligently, right? Because he's like, I can't.
Shut everyone up, basically. I think the Warley fight shut everyone up about him quitting. I think it helped. It really helped his stock, so to speak.
I think so. Yeah, I was impressed by it. Even though Wardley's not the best guy in the world, but he's a very strong, athletic guy that can take anybody out. And he took the 2 shots early, which were those overhands were fucking ridiculously fast. And throughout the fight, they were whizzing right by his head by like an inch. And he still, he came in there and took him out. He found his timing.
You guys think he can beat Moses?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Wardley would destroy Moses. Absolutely.
No, I'm talking to Daniel. Daniel versus Moses.
For sure. For sure. No doubt about it.
Really?
I would. Yeah, he would be the betting favorite in my mind.
I think Moses got in his last fight. Did Moses get a little bit tired in a few rounds? Because people noticed that, and that's a bit worrying, actually.
Yes. Well, have we ever seen Moses eat a big ass overhand right or any kind of big punch? Because we don't. That question has not been answered. Let's see how he does when he eats those blows. Because Dubois ate some big punches and came back.
Moses has a lot of unanswered questions about himself, being that he's just this young gun and his level of competition is not really there yet. So
yes.
Would Dubois be the betting favorite? I think he should. Does that mean Dubois automatically wins? I'm not going to say that.
No.
He could get caught with a big shot. Otama has the power, and it could knock out Dubois, who's been stopped in the past. So, let's calm down a little bit.
He's going his bell up.
I think Otama has room to grow. If he keeps getting better, he'll beat Dubois.
But he needs to take some punishment. He needs to take some punishment. He's got to get beat on a little bit for us to really understand what he's made, to see what he's made of. He's also got to get dragged into the deeper rounds.
Yes.
This is
a guy I doubt that they're going to rush.
That's a problem because we just saw tonight with Richard Torrez that when you keep having soft touch, it doesn't end well. A lot of soft touches just makes you weaker. It actually
but with Torres, you kind of saw the writing on the wall with him. I mean, remember his last fight with what was that guy, the Italian guy? Guido?
Guido,
yeah.
Guido Martinez.
Dude, but that dude he was fighting tonight was punching like a damn truck, and I don't know what the fuck he was on. That guy was massive. And he knocked him out he caught him so
skinny juice.
He caught him so cold. I mean, what was this? Like, what, 20 seconds? It's like a 20-second fight. It's like...
Not good.
It was real
the thing with Moses Tama is that I really doubt that they're going to rush him straight away to a contender because he is still a prospect. Like, I think they're going to match him up against, like, a European fighter. So, for example, there's a guy like Peter Milas who fought in the undercard of... Caballero versus Kaina, where I would actually say he has a very similar fighting style to Moses Tama, and he's also very mobile on his feet. So I would like to see how he would fight against someone like that, rather than more like flat-footed fighters who like to get more leverage from their punches.
What if Tama fought European or British level?
Moses Tama is only 21 years old. He's only 21, bro.
Exactly, like he should.
He's a motherfucker, ain't he?
He should fight like he can't go to contender immediately, but maybe not even Hrgović still, but maybe someone, Fraser Clark or someone in the European to British level still, because he still hasn't been tested too well. If I'm being honest,
the thing is he's already ranked pretty high, so he's gonna get a title shot soon. Apparently, that's the problem though. Like they already ranked him pretty high, so he can't go back.
Oh, for the regular belt.
Well, for stuff like that,
I think possibly Gassiev, sorry.
Yeah. But
he's probably going to fight Gassiev.
Yeah.
No,
is that an easy fight? Is that too much? I think that's an okay fight. I mean, or do you guys think that's a step up? That's too high.
Because for when Moses Tama fought Jermaine Franklin did a lot better than I expected. But like he was actually trying to counter him. It's just Moses Tama is just really fast, and
may slow down as well.
Yeah, and Franklin actually called him once. He didn't land any serious damage, but he was still like landing some punches on him. So like, how would that fare against faster heavyweights like Dubois or Wardley or Hergovich?
Yeah, Dubois in like fucking 4 rounds, bro. Moses will kill him.
Oh, you sound like Gypsy. You sound like shit. I don't know. You're on Bluetooth or something. But we got what you said. We got what you said.
I love you like shit, bro.
You never sound like shit, Gypsy. I'm sorry. You never sound like shit. I am green. I'm green. I'm green. In the chat says they need to slow Aitama down. Otherwise, he might end up like AJ. He just needs more experience in the ring. Are they moving him up too fast?
No,
I don't really.
I think they're making a good decision with Phillip because Phillip doesn't hit that hard. I think Phillip is a good little matchup to test waters. I think he's already ready for Daniel, but just in case, Mr. Frank Warren likes to play it real safe. He always and he's a smart man. I respect that promoter. Let him do what he's got to do the right way. Put him up against Phillip. Phillip gets knocked out, and then we move on and talk about Daniel or someone else.
I'd figure.
I kind of see what you're saying with Hergovich because I saw his fight against Adelaide. For the most part, Hergovich was dominating the rounds, but he wasn't moving his head off the center line, and Adelaide was landing some really vicious counter punches, especially in that 9th round where he just landed fury. But it's not that I think Moses Tama has no chance, but. Or Hergovich has no chance against Itama, but say like Hergovich would sort of like dominate Itama. Like we've seen how he fares against more domestic level fighters.
I think Moses, he's gonna eat one of those right hands from Hergovich and he's gonna turn into a bitch and he's gonna fucking fall down. That guy's there's no proof of anything with that man. He's gonna get put up on the ropes just the same, get his ass whooped.
Just like your friend Torrez, right? Just like your friend Ricky Torrez.
Yeah, right? I mean, Torrez ate that one uppercut and was over. I think Hergovich is a strong motherfucker, man.
Always does this. He constantly gets a lot of special dispensation from the judges. The fact that they said that the fight was even at around the 8th round is completely inconceivable to me. And then, in addition to that, whenever he's in trouble.
I forgot. Anyway, I forgot. Otama's he's fucking mulatto. That's why you're getting all excited. The white man would beat the.
He's half Nigerian, I think. Half Nigerian.
You notice how I brought up? Notice how I brought up the white man beating this fucking mulatto guy, and you're getting all bent out of shape.
He's always given extra time to recover.
He's all jumpy. He's all jumpy.
But they never do that with, other fighters. Other fighters, they just let them fight, but. With Usyk, they constantly will get in the middle of the fight, and why do so? Let these guys fight. I mean, a second left and you stop the fight. What type of nonsense is that? Several people have said this.
Many people have said it. Yeah, it's an early stoppage.
Welcome to boxing. Welcome to boxing. Boxing is a dirty sport. It doesn't matter you're white, black.
But we weren't even talking about that. We're talking about Moses.
It doesn't matter if you're white, black. That's if you're the if you're the A side.
I pick Hergovich. If he fights Moses, I pick Hergovich. I think he's gonna beat the shit out of him.
Moses.
You see how he brought up Torrez? You see how he brought up Torrez? He's all offended by that. But guess what? Yeah, Torrez got caught, but Altama hasn't proven jack shit. He hasn't proven anything. Who's to say that Hrgovic won't? Yeah, exactly. You just brought up Torrez. I bet you that Hrgovic does that to Moses Aitama. The same thing that just happened to Torrez.
That might be right because Hrgovic is
He'll
more
catch him
of a
with, he'll catch him with a right hand, and that motherfucker who's a bully beating up little men who don't even throw punches
you're
at him.
gonna see what Philip is going to land on.
That guy doesn't even get hit because no one even punches him.
I mean, Dylan White, that was a good fight. I like the Dylan White fight, but it didn't go beyond like 30 seconds or some shit. Yeah.
And dude, the guy didn't even throw. None of these guys punch him. They don't even throw punches at him.
Because I wanted to see Dylan White land one of his big right hands, but it didn't happen.
I mean, they must have given him a good amount of money. I'd leave it there.
So
they gave him some good money to not hurt their little boy.
No, I just wanted to see a test. Somebody test Aitama. White. I mean, it's in his resume. You guys say, he beat White, but White didn't really land shit. Yes, go ahead, Gypsy.
That guy got some suspect looking fights. They look fucking suspect.
Oh my God!
Okay, I don't even need to.
Those guys do not throw punches at this motherfucker at all. They don't even punch him.
Well, he got him out early. I mean, it's possible. He got him out early.
Yeah,
I think it's weird because the guy is really fast.
Yeah, exactly. I can see how Aitama just got. Okay, go ahead, Gypsy.
They don't even punch at him, dude.
Look, Daniel went up with Joyce. If Frank Warren's that type of guy, which he isn't, he doesn't. I mean,
the guy with the bullet hole in his head.
No. Listen, let me talk. He can pay refs to favor, his boy. He didn't do that with Joyce and Daniel Dubois. Daniel's coming up. Daniel got his ass kicked. He's not doing the same thing with Moses. Moses is the real deal. Moses, it's out there. People know he's smart. Daniel, bro. I'm telling you, the boy has fast feet, got power. The only thing that like you said, that we haven't seen is his chin, and I'm telling you, his chin is also solid as well. But
and his stamina. You don't know what his stamina is. You don't know what happens when this guy starts taking You don't know how this guy reacts when he eats big shots.
I'll agree with you. His stamina as well. Okay, his stamina as well. We're gonna see that with Philip. I promise you, Philip is going to land on it.
I'd like to see it, and I hope he throws punches. Because if he forgets how to punch, I'm just gonna come back to what I just said.
He's not going to He's going to kill Philip, but he's going to get hit by Philip. Philip will touch him up. He's going to kill Philip, but Philip is going to touch him. He's going to land his backhand. You're going to see how he takes it and how he's going to dominate him. This guy is the real deal.
I'd like to see it.
No, just to defend Food TV a bit because I do think it's not that I think Moses Tama has no chance, but or that Filip Hrgovic destroys him. But to give Filip Hrgovic an edge is that the punches are really powerful, even though he's not as fast as Tama. They're really powerful, and you don't know where the punches are going to come from. Which is even though I would say he's a bit flat-footed and he's more of an arm puncher. He's so unpredictable with the direction of his punches that and I'm purely basing this off his fight against Adelaide and his recent performance against Dave Allen. My only worry about Hrgovic is his footwork and some of the head movement, because he does get clipped when he doesn't move it.
Yeah. But he's never truly been stopped. He's never truly been stopped, right? That Dubois fight, I was not a fan of it at all. I think the guy got hit with a lot of headbutts.
If he gets stopped, are you going to be amazed? If he gets stopped, are you going to discredit Moses? If he gets stopped, because he will get stopped. Moses hits like a fucking shotgun, bro. His punches are on another level compared to all
guys. See that Moses, I think he's kind of hyped up, man. I think he's a bit hyped up.
Okay, wait, hold on. Fu, are you saying Aitama's power is overrated, overhyped?
Yes. Yeah, I think he's hyped completely as a fighter.
Completely. You don't see anything. Okay.
He's proven nothing. I mean, look, this guy over here, Rico's proved more in his one pro boxing fight than Altama's proven in his entire career. This guy showed, he's on a high level. This guy's proven nothing.
When
if you're this guy's
okay, when you have this type of circus events, is there a possibility that the favorite, in this case Usyk, can take his opponent lightly and things don't go their way? The fight's closer than it should be. Because we saw it with Fury and Ngannou, and I don't know if you are. Some people believe that no, that's the real level of Fury. I don't think that was the real level of Fury. I think Fury took Ngannou lightly. So
even then,
that wasn't also Rico. I don't think this was a fantasy fight. This is a real boxing fight. Usyk won, but now we're pretending it wasn't like a real fight. He took it serious. It's a real fight.
No, I'm saying. I thought he take it seriously.
You know how I would know it's serious? You know how I would?
I saw his training. I thought he was taking it serious.
Well, I mean, what do you see through the training? You see just the guy hitting the punching bag, doing some bicycle.
I mean, look, Usyk. No, he was doing heavy fucking exercise. He had a lot of cardio in there, man. Usyk was still sharp in almost the 12th round of the fight. I think the guy definitely. But you look at Fury. Fury was gassing out early, because he's a fat fuck, and maybe he did think that was going to be easy.
Usyk wasn't sharp at all. Usyk didn't even train.
Dude, come on. Come on.
Usyk.
Usyk was breathing through his mouth at the second round.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. He was breathing through his mouth in the second round. That's not good condition.
He was not breathing his mouth.
Usyk didn't train. Usyk didn't train. He carried him. This shit was a circus fight. This shit was a complete circus fight.
Hey, Bucho, this is what I mean by cope.
I feel like I got robbed.
What cope? Listen, I saw Usyk give away 3 rounds.
Rico had no business being in there with Usyk.
I saw. Guys, hold on.
I mean, look, to say that the guy didn't train is not true. He trained, man.
I saw Usyk give away 3 rounds. And it was expected because usually, the fill out rounds, whatever you want to fucking call it, I think that's what Usyk did. But then he realized, okay, this guy actually is more difficult than what I thought. This guy's not getting tired. This guy is not easy to get hit.
There wasn't a knockout.
I mean, listen, Rico is better than Ngannou. I mean, he's a kickboxer.
Way better.
He's not a wrestler.
He's one of the best.
He's trained. I give you that. I'm not denying any of that shit. But to say that Rico's gonna do the same thing against these other boxers, I think we gotta wait and see.
Oh, we have to see it. No,
that's not what I'm saying.
Heavyweight will knock Rico out.
I didn't say that.
Rico
what
is
I'm
not a
telling you is that you're pretending it wasn't like a real fight.
What's a fake fight? What's a real and a fake fight? I don't know what I mean. Real, fake.
Fury and Francis, that's a good example because let's be honest,
that was a real fight.
Rico.
That was a real fight.
And Fury was also not taking it too serious.
But that's a real fight.
It was set up. And it was set up, has the marketing. This was supposed to be like a spectacle crossover event. It wasn't, because he has a real shot at it. But no, let's be honest, in the hearts of all the fans, this was taken more as what you guys are trying to present today was. That's what the way you're trying to present today, that's actually what the Fury fight was. What today was not that at all.
Okay,
it was a world-class boxer versus world-class.
Okay, hold on. Let me hold on. One. How come you hold on. How come you what's the difference between the Ngannou Fury fight and this fight that we just witnessed? Because you're saying one was real because you're saying one was a real fight, the other wasn't a real fight. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. Why wasn't Fury and Ngannou a real fight? I wanna listen to this.
All right. So there's many aspects to this, but the simplest one too is like if you weren't lying to me about watching kickboxing, you would know that those two guys are completely uncomparable. And I know you guys are good at comparing things because you guys always do that with boxing. So it's silly that since you really are claiming you watch kickboxing, you would compare a guy who's only been punching for 5 years in MMA to a guy who's been kickboxing for 2 decades. But sure, let's compare the two for no good reason. And then let's also look at the shape that Fury was in and compare that to how Usyk looked today and say that was comparable, right? And then let's also look at the culture around both the fights and act like we forget that one fight was treated like a spectacle and this fight was treated like we're going to respect this guy, give him a real chance. Those are my 3 answers.
Let me talk. My turn. The last point you made is irrelevant. Whatever people thought. some people thought that Fury and Ngannou was a real fight. So you know you got to take that into consideration. So who gives a shit what people thought? So that's your third. Your third. No. Some people thought that was a real fight. Some people some people thought the Ngannou fight was a real fight. All right. So you know you saying you're dismissing this opinion. I don't know, just to make a point.
Well, you're
dismissing that opinion. Second of all, I mean, Ngannou has been.
Give me an answer. You're not saying nothing right now.
What am I not saying anything? You're saying that the people thought this fight was a real fight, and some people thought like no.
Oh my
people,
God! How about my first two points?
No. Hold on. I'm gonna address your third point, right? Did I not address your third point? I did address your third point.
You said your third point is anecdotal. Hey, someone thinks that it was a real fight.
That was your whole third point. That was your whole third point. It was anecdotal. Your third point is irrelevant.
My point was that the majority of people. I'm not saying anecdotal. I'm telling you, you can go back in time and look how people are treating it. Everyone treated like a
not everybody. You're making a generalization. You're making a generalization. Juan, you're making a generalization. You're generalizing. Everybody said that's like
things be true.
Juan, that's called a generalization. It could be exactly. Some people said it was a real fight. Some people said it was a circus. Juan.
Oh boy, he's dying on a hill. How about my first and second point?
I addressed your third point, but you have no patience because you're a fucking animal. So you keep talking like an animal. I started.
No, you didn't make your point.
Juan, I addressed your third. Juan, I addressed your third point that you can handle it. So now you're like, can you move to my first and second point because you destroyed my third point.
It's not a good point.
Okay, it's not a good. Thank you. It's not a good point. Okay, so we dismissed your third point. It's not a good point.
It wasn't. Some people thought it was a real fight.
It's not a good point. Thank you. It's not a good point. So we'll move on to your first and second point.
It was a real sanctioned fight. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a real fight. It's a real fight. It's a real fight.
It's about it. Everyone treated it.
Everybody, again, you're making your stupid point. Juan,
you guys are not making no point.
Can you stop making
first thing I was saying then?
Can you stop making your stupid third? Can you stop mentioning your third point?
Just get to the first thing. Stop.
Yeah. Stop
killing time. Get to the first thing.
Stop talking about the third point, Juan. Please.
Not wasting time. Get to the first point.
Stop talking about. You keep mentioning your third point, so shut up.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's get to your. What was your first point again? Because now you're getting confused.
You just can't.
Go ahead. But you talk about.
How do you put a guy who's been only doing MMA for 5 years versus a guy who's been kickboxing for 25 years? How do you compare the two when it comes to boxing? How does that make any sense at all?
Well,
when it comes to
it's not boxing. Both of them are fighters. Both of them are. Both of them are fighters. They're not boxers. There's a big difference. If becoming a kickboxing champion allows you to easily become a boxing champion, then we would have seen many kickboxers become boxing. Can you shut your fucking mouth for 2 seconds? Can you shut your mouth for 2 seconds?
That's weird you mentioned that.
Can you shut your mouth for 2 seconds?
Can you make a point?
I'm trying to talk, but you're interrupting me. Jesus Christ.
Everything you're saying makes no fucking sense.
All right, can we have a conversation? What is this guy talking about? I'm trying to talk.
Just let him respond.
Dude, how do you compare a dude who has not been? He's been grappling.
He's been doing MMA for 5 years. You animal.
There is no comparison. That's a simple answer. You're being retarded. No one would ever compare that. No one would ever compare that, bro.
But there is a comparison. You can make a comparison. Look, Rico is far better. That's it. But you can make a comparison.
Yeah, Rico's a good. He was able to make that good transition. But this guy's saying, listen, Ngannou against Fury was a real fight. This guy doesn't want to admit it.
That was a really good answer. Yeah,
he's a fighter. Like, listen, if it was very easy to make a transition.
25 years kickboxing.
Can I talk?
Yeah, that's a good comparison. You answer that.
This guy
can be made. I mean, look, one guy's just way better.
This guy
guy's just way better.
One guy's better. All right, when you fight MMA, you can actually be a good striker. You know, when you're
you know what's funny?
Like, it's not, you don't have.
Ngannou is not known for his wrestling.
He's seen some MMA. Yeah, exactly. But it was a real fight. But it was a real fight.
Don't belong in boxing.
No, exactly. And I'll tell you, and that's what I was. Pancho gets what I'm saying. Pancho gets what I'm saying.
A guy who's grappling versus Fury.
No, but he can also punch. He wasn't only a wrestler. Ngannou wasn't only a wrestler. Ngannou wasn't
actually stupidity.
Ngannou wasn't only a wrestler. Ngannou wasn't only a wrestler. And that's why.
Insane.
Look, dude.
Oh my God.
He already said, dude. Look, Bucho already said earlier. He said that the kickboxer makes the transition easier. So it's been answered.
No,
already.
that's not the answer. But let me ask you the question, since Butcher has a hard time.
No,
how would you compare a guy like Francis, who's literally not a kickboxer? He's not even close. He's never won a world champion. He's never won any titles in kickboxing. He's been grappling in the gym, and he's been punching the bag and doing all those things to doing MMA. And he was only a professional for like 5 years before he was even getting a title in UFC. He's essentially a novice that exposed heavyweight MMA because it was not that good. And so you guys need to compare this guy with literally barely any like real combat experience or striking, specifically striking. And not even the experience, but the training involved in the years spent in it, which you guys should be, all for that, because that's what boxing about. The speed size, spending all that time in the gym. So how would you guys ignore that when it comes to what I just explained with Francis versus Rico? If you just look up his resume and how long he's been fighting, it's like you guys literally can't explain it. There's no comparison. So every time you make the comparison between those two fights, it makes no sense.
All right.
I agreed with. I agreed with you a long time ago. Verhoeven's on a whole different level. A whole different level from a Francis Ngannou. He's way better than Francis Ngannou. I'm just what I'm saying.
All right, we got a super chat from Remy. He says kickboxers get more KOs via punching than kicking. Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's good, but they're wide open for punches as well. Like when they throw a kick, you're gonna see how they like their stance is different. And
Rico is wide open all day today. Rico is wide open all day. It's wide open.
It's a different style. By the way, we saw at the end of the day, we saw Rico get knocked down by a smaller guy. I don't know if that would happen.
We saw
I don't know if that would have happened.
A world lineal champion. That's crazy.
Exactly.
We saw that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that crazy? He's one of the best boxers in the world.
Exactly. Yeah, so but he's also one of the smallest heavyweights right now. So I mean, I think people need to come down.
I guess that excuses that he got stuck for 10 rounds. Yeah.
You think it's an excuse?
No, I guess that explains why he was stricken for a guy who had two professional fights for 10 rounds.
You don't know what to say,
because he was smaller.
Well, I mean,
he was smaller.
I just think he was smaller. You freaked
so that's
out.
why he got shot for 10 rounds.
He is smaller.
Wait, what are you saying then? Because he did get
I'm saying if it's a bigger guy, it's a different fucking outcome. I mean, at the end,
that's why he was stricken for 10 rounds. Because he was a smaller guy.
Can you let me talk?
Can you answer why was he stricken for 10 rounds?
Shut up! I was talking. You keep asking question after question after question after question. You can't even let me fucking answer one of them. So, anyways,
you can't answer anything. Actually.
No, but you keep asking questions. No, because you keep asking question after question because you don't like the answers. Juan, you can't handle it. So you keep asking.
Give an
so
answer.
you keep interrupting me. I did give an answer. Remy says, shut up. Remy says Bucho's right. In who transitions easier? Yeah, we agree on all of that. But at the end of the day,
that's the obvious thing. Oh my God, that's not even that's not even smart. Imagine that a kickboxer transition striking more than a grappler. Whoa, he's a fucking professional.
Juan, you came in here saying you guys didn't know that.
Dude,
were
that's
basically
insane.
Asking that's a revelation.
What do you mean I didn't know that? You guys don't even understand the argument.
Listen to what I said.
Insane.
You came in here. You came in here. See, that's the thing. You came in here saying you guys didn't know that kickboxers, could easily make a transition. Everybody knows this. It's obvious. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. You're not a rocket scientist.
No. You guys didn't know that kickboxers could actually win a belt in boxing.
You're trying to think that you're smarter than everybody else. You're not. You're not smart. You're not that smart.
That's why he literally outstruck for 10 rounds.
You need to
right in your face.
You're not,
you just ignore it.
You're not surprising.
He let 3 rounds go.
You're not surprising anybody. You're not surprising anybody with your knowledge. Guan, you're not surprising Guan, you're not surprising anybody with your knowledge. You're not bringing any revelations. You're not bringing anything new. You need to calm down. All right? I have to mute you because you keep
just
talking.
Drop us some game for you, my man.
Can you relax?
Drop us some game.
You need to relax, man. You're not, you're not surprising anybody with your knowledge. You're not saying anything special. All right?
Knowledge.
So, anyways, at the end of the day, Usyk.
I'm in my garage right now.
At the end of the day, Usyk dropped this guy. And I'm saying that size does play an advantage. Like, it's a factor. If a small guy like Usyk, who's, yes, I agree, he's the best heavyweight right now. But at the end of the day, he did land on this fucking guy, and he dropped him, he stopped him. Whether we like the stoppage or not, I'm saying.
What does that have to do with getting outstruck for 10 rounds? Why are we ignoring that?
I'm not ignoring it. I agree. I mean,
let's talk about that. Why did he get outstruck for 10 rounds if he's the best boxer in the world?
I think Usyk took it lightly for 3 rounds. I said it already. I already explained it.
So now we have to talk about 6 rounds. No, 4. We got to talk about 6. We got to talk about 6 or 7 rounds that he got struck for. How do we explain those? The dead ass. I want to know.
So I kind of want to talk about.
He fought a good fight.
Yeah,
That's how you explain it. The guy fought a very good fight.
He's
a very good fighter.
I'll be honest. How does the best heavyweight of a generation get outstruck 7 rounds? Like, explain that to a novice.
I mean, look, the guy knows boxing.
Listen, hold on. Fury was a heavyweight champion. One of the best at the moment. He fought Ngannou, who even you agree his striking is not the best, and he struggled with him, right? How do you explain that?
But can we agree?
Guan, shut up. I'm asking you a question. Guan, I'm asking you a question.
I'm explaining. You're about to say how to explain that. I'm explaining, dumbass. Let me go.
Go.
Okay, let me go. So, can we agree that Fury was out of his prime, no longer a champion at that time, right?
Oh, what a fucking idiot.
I think he's making this a lot more complicated than he has to.
He's saying the exact same thing. Now he's making excuses. Hey, Guan, you're making excuses for Fury now, you dumbass.
All you have to say is who's better.
What a dumbass.
Who's better, Francis Ngannou or Rico?
Is such a bitch, bro.
Guan, what are you? You're just saying Fury didn't take it seriously, right? Is that what you're saying? Guan, you're saying Fury was out of his prime and he didn't take it seriously? Is that what you're saying? He didn't take it seriously? He was out of his prime?
Wait, what do you
Is that what you're saying, Guan?
I think you're saying, making this.
Wait, hold on.
No. I'm saying it could be true. They're not mutually exclusive. If you're smart, you would know that. It could also be true that he didn't take it serious. It could also be true he was at his prime. They could be individually true, nothing to do with each other.
Right.
Can you understand that concept?
Can we say that same thing about Usyk? Can we say the same thing about Usyk?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
You fucking dumb ass.
But does that make it true?
Go ahead.
Fucking retard.
You fucking stupid guy.
So wait, I kind of want to respond to
You fucking dummy. Shut your mouth. You're fucking dumbass, man. I just got you. You fucking dumbass.
Parliamentary procedure.
I just got you. Guys, fucking dumbass.
Let's have some parliamentary procedure.
Yes.
Yellow, what did you want to say?
So I kind of wanted to respond to whether these fighters are taking it lightly or not. The thing is, like, I personally don't think they were, because and I personally don't think it's an excuse, because Usyk doesn't seem like the kind of guy to underestimate anybody really. And when there were moments where he was sort of taking it seriously and he was landing some serious shots, like throughout the fight, Rico Verhoeven was out-jabbing him, outworking him, and even counterpunching him, which was one of Usyk's best aspects in boxing. But he was, like, as you guys were saying, that the kickboxing stance, like, he's leaving himself really open, like he's susceptible to uppercuts. So, like, that's what led to the knockout, really. And with the Francis Ngannou fight, I still don't think there's really excuses for Fury, because I recall seeing several Instagram reels of people saying that Francis Ngannou is just going to swing wildly, he's just going to get knocked out in the second round. That didn't really happen. He was being really strategic. He was not biting on the feints. Like, he was trying to box with Fury, and even Fury came into that fight. Like, he landed a wild shot in the opening of the first round. So he was he was genuinely trying to knock him out, but he just couldn't. So overall, to finish it off, I don't think the reasoning of the what?
You're saying Bucho's coping because he thinks that he could have took it easy, and that's his whole argument. He could have, so therefore he did.
No, it's a possibility.
I wouldn't go as far to say that it's a cope, but I wouldn't go as far to say that it's a cope.
That's
but
what he said. He said
it's a possibility. It's very likely.
Yeah, so therefore, right? Therefore.
No, therefore, it's what it is. You don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. You don't know. I don't know. You can't come in here and say it's a possibility. It's likely. It's very likely. It's extremely likely.
I thought Rico started really fast. He started really, really fast, and Usyk was just buying his time, kind of just letting the guy work a little bit. And
here we go.
Then he tried to take him out a couple of times, trying to clip him on the way. He thought he would tire out. The guy never really got completely gassed out. I think that's why I said I did Stoppage is real bad.
That's why we need to see Rico fight again, because when it comes to Usyk against Fury against Ngannou, there was a lot of questions after the fight, whether he took it easy, whether he took it lightly, was it like this, and that, and then Ngannou fights another heavyweight top boxer in AJ, and he gets destroyed in 2
What
rounds.
about Rico versus Miller?
Completely destroyed in 2 rounds.
I don't want to see Rico or any other shit.
So that's how you. I mean, we can make a lot of we can make a lot of assumptions based on one fight. Of course, that's why we need a second. That's why we need to see Rico fight again. But Ngannou, when we saw against Fury, I remember the whole discussion whether he took it lightly, blah, 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 and then he fights AJ, and he gets completely wiped out. So we need we can.
That's what I'm saying, man. You guys are believing what you're saying, what you're fucking, they're deceiving you. Like they're giving you a mirage. They're giving you a fucking illusion of what's. It's not. That's not how a fight would have actually turned up if he actually fought. Usyk had many moments where he could turn up the gear, and I was thinking, oh, it's the body shots. Oh, it's the body shots. The body shots are the reason why he's not able to throw these fucking punches. He cannot change the gear. And I was rooting for Rico to win. I wanted Rico, but then I fucking realized, bro, it's all a game. It's a game.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. That was a real fight. That was a real fight. The guy was Usyk was respecting that guy. That guy was no joke. Strong as fuck. Very good boxing game plan.
I agree, but you could say the same thing about Fury when he fought Ngannou. He's a very strong guy. But he respected the guy. He's very hard puncher. You never. Oh, he dropped Fury. You can say he dropped Fury. He actually dropped it. He actually did drop Fury. So you could say, oh well, Fury was respecting. Fury was respecting the power. I can't even talk.
Fury, but look, Fury. All Ngannou had was power. Look, all Ngannou had was power. Rico had IQ to go along with that and speed. He had a lot of great attributes in there. He was a lot more dangerous than Francis Ngannou.
You're speaking too truthful, man.
All I'm saying, we need to come down.
Francis was blasting for air in the 4th round, bro. What are you guys talking about? He let him live. He made it fucking look like it's a competition.
That's copium right there, man. That's
I told you, dude.
You don't want to give this guy his respect. Give this guy's respect, man. He looked great.
This is boxing 101, man.
That guy his respect. No, when I'll give him respect, when he goes in with another guy, and he, like, let's say, I'll give you an example. He goes in there.
Always coming to the boxing world, we never get the respect. You don't come over here, though.
All right, let Gypsy talk.
You can go with Franklin. Fuck it. I don't want a power puncher. Get him in there with Franklin, the same guy that Moses knocked out. And you'll see and understand this guy is not on that level. They just made it look like that.
I think Franklin will knock him out. That doesn't mean he's not a great boxer. Franklin would knock out Rico. And I think that's true. Here's the thing. You guys notice that with Fury and Usyk, they're not knockout guys. Like, not for nothing. I'm not even trying to make a comparison with Francis and Rico and Fury and Usyk. But if there was any comparison, both these guys are novices in boxing going up against guys who aren't knockout hitters, but they're pros at their craft, right? But they're not knockout guys. So that kind of also goes in their favor. If you take an MMA guy, especially, but a kickboxing, look, a heavyweight, especially anyone with power, they're going to knock out the novice. Because that is like, even in boxing, what do you guys say? You got a puncher's chance, even if it's like Deontay Wilder. So that is where I do agree. Like, yes, Rico would not be able to hang with any of the real heavy hitters. Especially if they're his age or younger. It is not fair.
I don't think Wilder's taking Rico out. I don't think he has a shot in hell.
Well, Wilder's not even a heavyweight. He's basically
is a fallacy. You think that Usyk is not a power puncher? You think Fury's not a puncher? It's a fallacy.
Usyk's a big puncher. He is.
Yeah, who have they knocked out? Who have they knocked out?
He dropped Dubois. He knocked him out with a jab, dude. He knocked him out with a damn jab. He made him quit on a jab.
You mean the orbital? That's not a knockout.
Dude.
Usyk's not a knockout artist.
Come on now, boys. Come on now.
Look what he did to Fury. He had him bouncing around the ropes like a fucking pinball.
Well, he hits hard, but he's not a knockout guy. Come on,
dude. He
got deceiving power. He's not a knockout artist. He knows how to. He has very good punch placement. and he knows how to put the shots together very well. Very good technique, but he's not a knockout artist. He's not a knockout artist.
That's I don't know what you guys. I don't know what you guys want. Like, as a
hold on, one at a time. You guys are all talking at the same time. I
don't get this whole thing of the knockout artist. Well, what's this whole thing? You got to knock him dead with one punch?
No, that's not.
I think when it comes to experience, like most boxers will know to kind of like dodge that punch, but with a guy with 2 pro fights, he's gonna be more susceptible to the heavy hitters. He's gonna get hit, and if he gets hit, you like Usyk landed today. If he gets hit, Usyk was able to draw Rico with an uppercut. You don't think fucking.
Yeah, but look, he dropped Dubois with an uppercut too. Dubois high level.
Dude, but you get my argument though, right? You get my argument. Let me
interject here. Real quick, the whole punching issue. Yeah, Usyk is an underrated puncher because when he dropped Dubois, somebody here, I don't know who it was, mistook the fight when he got the orbital broken. Or fractured rather. That was against Joey Joyce. That wasn't against Usyk. Usyk dropped him with a jab, and the guy just flat out said no mas. Then in the rematch, that's what I was impressed because that was when Usyk was sitting down on his shots more. But you notice that in this fight, he couldn't really sit on his punches because Rico Verhoeven, like I said earlier, with the head movement and the big overhand right,
moving at different angles.
It kept Usyk. Usyk couldn't get set. And that's why he was on his toes a lot because he was tapping because he knew the overhand was coming. So if he sat down, he was in danger of getting hit with that overhand right. So he couldn't really. He's not the biggest puncher out there, but he can crack, as evidence as in the Dubois rematch. Now, whether somebody like Joshua or Dubois could do better against Rico Verhoeven, maybe because those guys are about the same size as he is. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. The size plays an advantage, but people are like, no.
I'm not saying he can't crack.
The size was definitely an advantage. I mean, come on. I mean, if you've ever sparred somebody who's bigger than you, you know how it's an advantage, especially when they know how to use it. Which you punch a guy and you don't move him, that can take energy out of you too. Even if
you punching a guy.
Hold on, Reckoners wants to go.
Okay, hold on. So that size advantage thing? The size advantage thing?
Hold on, recognize he's talking. Jesus.
Yes.
You got to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
When you're fighting a guy bigger than you, and he's noticeably bigger than you, right? You tend to punch harder. You exert more. This is a common human reaction, right? Especially if you're not, you're used to combat fighting, and you're trying, you're inflicting your game plan, which is to land clean and effective punches, to do as much damage as you can with every punch. So, with Usyk doing that, he is wearing himself out. Now he has great condition, and we've seen him wear himself out against bigger guys, and he'll have a second win and be able to finish off the fight. But make no mistake about it, he's exerting a lot of energy. Does he have a lot of punching power? Of course he does. It's all about catching.
You're talking like a fighter.
Pro level.
What experience do you have, man? You're speaking like you're a fighter. What did you play?
I think the whole punching power thing is a better argument than size, because if you consider Usyk versus Fury, then why, especially Usyk versus AJ, where was the size factor in that?
That was really those guys weren't. Hold on, guys. Like, I don't want to sound like Kramer. All right. I don't want to sound like Kramer, but you guys have been talking. But I was gonna say that those guys were different styles. Rico Verhoeven, look at how he was fighting. He was fighting crouching forward. Those other guys were trying to.
Then isn't it more of a style issue than a weight issue?
Hold on, Guan, you keep. What is
Dude, I'm just asking you a question.
No, but let him finish.
Why are you having such a hard time listening?
Because you're fucking interrupting, you dumbass. Jesus.
Okay,
I'm responding to what you're saying.
Guan.
I gotta kick him off.
I mean, this is what people do. Is like they interrupt. I mean, I'm in the middle of talking. I'm trying to ask you a question. Yeah, while I'm in the middle of talking, like, how does that work? Guan, is that how you do it in real life? Like, somebody's talking and then you just interject and ask a question while they're talking?
Well, fucking idiot. I usually do it. The guy's responding to me, and I know he's responding to me. Like, I'm not interrupting anybody else. Yes, because especially if I'm being respectful, a back and forth doesn't have to be hostile. I could say, I can ask a question in the middle of the person that's responding to me. Yes, that's normal to me.
No, you can't. Wait. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not how it works.
I know it's a crazy concept, but that's normal.
No, it's your concept.
Trying to answer a
your
question,
crazy
getting
concept.
asked another question is
hold on. How does that makes no sense because I'm in the middle of talking, and you're not even listening to what I'm saying. You just interject with a question. You're not even figuring out the argument.
No, I did listen. You were saying that it's styles, and I was saying, well, then why does it has nothing to do with weight?
Right now. Let me ask you a question right now. Let me ask you a question right now while you're in the middle of talking. Let me ask you a question right now while you're in the middle of talking. That's what we're allowed to do, right? That's what we're allowed to do, right?
Well, you said I was listening, and I just proved to you I was. So what are you saying again?
Can I ask you a question while you're in the middle of making a point?
Go right ahead.
He can answer your question.
Because then I'm not even listening to your argument. I'm not even trying to figure out what you say.
Well, I don't know what you're trying to do. I was listening to what you were saying.
I'm making an executive decision here. If this guy interrupts one more time, he's out of here.
Yeah, okay.
We can have people who are weirdos or who are on Adderall
that's what
or high as fuck. We can do it.
We need to clean it up.
We can have a conversation.
Hell, may I get a chance to speak?
You know what? I want to hear from Pancho. Go ahead.
Pancho.
Yeah. Like what I seen, right? Like as soon as the bell rang, I see this guy come out in an awkward stance. You know, he's like leaning over, like like fighters don't do that. A boxer's not gonna do that. So I'm looking at this guy like, okay, what's he doing? I see his defense, I see his movements. I'm like, yeah, this is it's not this guy's not a boxer. And then I see Usyk, taking it easy on him, doing his little thing. That didn't look like Usyk to me. And then in the second round, I see him getting caught with things he shouldn't be getting caught with. These goofy ass punches. He wasn't sharp, and he starts breathing through his mouth. This is Usyk. This guy goes 12 rounds. Cruiserweight, heavyweight. He kind of struggled with the conditioning. Was his first fight at heavyweight with Chisora, or whatever whoever the hell he fought. I don't forget it, but when he debuted at heavyweight, the guy from England or whatever, he didn't look too good. Conditioning. Here, if you look at that fight, that's his debut at heavyweight. Look at him tonight. Look at this guy. Look at Chisora. You can see the levels. This guy is not a boxer. I apologize. Rico had no business being in there. Now, Usyk, there were times he hurt him.
That's insane.
He hurt him. May I speak, sir?
Yeah,
there were times he hurt him.
But he's winning all these rounds. Like, what?
May I speak, sir? May I speak? Let me finish.
Logical sense.
Now, dude, I'm not even halfway through the fight of what I'm seeing. I'm like 4 rounds through. Just give me a chance. You'll get a chance, man. Just be respectful.
Give him a chance.
I'm respectful with you guys. Give me a chance. All right.
Okay.
Now he's tagging him. He's tagging him, right? Usyk is catching him, and he's not going after him. He's not trying to finish him. So it's like he's playing with him. Usyk is basically playing with him. He's catching Usyk. He's catching Usyk. Usyk's getting cut, and he's catching him hard. This guy is putting everything behind these shots, but his technique sucks. Yeah, that's not. He's not getting much power off that. Hey, try it. Try it. I'm a fighter. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, whatever you guys say, I don't care. I'm a fighter. So yeah, I'm looking at his technique. I'm looking at his technique. I'm looking at his punches. I'm like, yeah, So then Usyk's firing up a combination, and he's cracking them in his gloves. You can just see it. I'm looking at his stance. And he's tagging him on his gloves, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, I paid money for this shit. Like, this is what my hard-earned money. This guy is toying with them. He didn't even train.
Oh my god!
In the 11th round, when we starts tagging him. This guy, he starts, feeling the effects of the shots. The conditioning in the beginning, Rico had the better conditioning. Towards the end, now he's dying. He's gassing out. That uppercut Usyk hit him with only had 50% of the power in it. When he went to finish him, the referee did a good job stopping it. That guy was going to get up.
He did not.
Usyk wasn't even hitting him with full power. All
right, but can I say this?
Rooting against Usyk. I wanted Usyk to lose. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Because you're saying, well, the stoppage was bang on. You're saying Usyk wasn't punching with full power. Okay, then let's see him punch with full power. Allow him to do that and see if he really puts the guy out. If he lays him out on the ground and he's all Rico Verhoeven is flopping on the ground, then okay, yeah, there you go, stoppage. But we didn't see that. We saw 1 second left. The ref jumping in didn't even wave the fight off. He just jumped in and talked to the guy. And for 3-5 seconds, we're thinking, well, is the fight stopped or is the round over? What the fuck? So this whole thing of, well, he was only functioning with 50%. We don't know that.
The guy's movement.
I'm looking at his movement and the mechanics. His power into it.
He's circling laterally to his left, which is circling away from Usyk's biggest weapon, right? And he's using his length. And the stance he was in allows him to catch these shots on his shoulders. He was slipping left and right, coming in off the line. He was fighting very well in there, very well. To say bro, he was fighting a really good fight in there. Probably the best, the hardest fight
Rico
Usyk's had in years. Tyson Fury's performance is a hold a candle to this shit. I told people this guy's got better punch technique than Tyson Fury, who swats his punches with the inside of his hand. This guy's got pinpoint accuracy. If you watch him in kickboxing, he hits guys on the chin, right on the button, and he actually clipped Usyk a couple of times on the chin in here. Do you guys notice that?
Yeah,
he caught him.
And there were whipping shots too. And there were whipping shots. Yeah, like you're right. Like Tyson Fury tends to swap at a fly. He's not that open. Every once in a while he'll put on some whipping shots, but they don't have a lot on them. Now, real quick, because we've been on this for 2.5 hours. People in the chat wants to talk about Richard Torrez, who ended up losing in under 2 rounds against Frank Sanchez. Let me just say this. First of all, I missed the fight. The schedule that they give you is all out of whack. They tell you, it's the women's fight first. Apparently, the women's fight was afterwards. Anyway, people were making a big deal about Torres being undefeated, being a mobile, come forward guy. He was with Bomac. He's got, a little bit of that. Terrence Crawford's going to shine on him. And, well, for those of you who missed it, Torres ended up getting stopped in the second round. And some people now are saying, well, how hard does Frank Sanchez hit? If you remember, Frank Sanchez, when he fought low-level opposition, he was actually stomping people. So the guy's got power, and also he dropped a Jagba in their 2021, I want to say, 2021 fight. So the guy can crack. Now, somebody mentioned this on Twitter. Somebody said, let's have a convo about Bomac. Torres has been knocked out brutally. Steven Nelson was knocked out. That was on the Canelo Crawford undercard, and he lost to Pacheco before that. Eubank loses by unanimous decision to Conor and gets dropped twice. Lester Martinez, controversial draw against Mbili. Well, that wasn't actually a controversial, but he did look like crap in his last fight, Martinez. Avayas Griffin knocked out by Julian Rodriguez. So there you go. So this whole concept, and look, Reynoso went through the same thing. He gets Canelo undisputed at 168. All of a sudden, everybody wants to train with him. But then you start seeing that there's no magic formula from that dude. It's just, he just happened to have one guy who excelled. And it's the same thing with Bomac. He had one guy that excelled, that was Crawford. But so I'm not saying he's a bad trainer. All I'm saying is there's no such thing as a panacea where you just grab a trainer, he's going to make you. Excuse me?
Derek James.
I saw that chopping right hand. I saw that chopping right hand, and then I saw Crawford in the back room, and I was thinking instantly, wait, did Crawford tell him this in the back room to do this stupid overhand right? And then somebody told me he was being trained by Bomac. I was like, no wonder you got fucking knocked out.
Bomac had a one-hit wonder with Terrence Crawford. Without Terrence Crawford, he's a nobody. He's not a good coach. I think what happened with Terrence is a special talent. So what he did was right off with Terrence. Everything else, that guy is not a good coach. I think he was like a moral support more than anything for Terrence Crawford. I think he picked him up at a very young age, saw some talent, saw some stuff, and he worked with him. But there's other coaches involved to make Terrence the way he is, besides his mentality. The thing is, Bomac is not a good coach. He's one of the bad ones. He's like, was that Goosen guy? He's on the same level as Goosen. Maybe Goosen's a little bit better than him, actually. I think Goosen's slightly better.
Goosen's definitely better.
I think he had more champions, probably. Than...
Goosen and Bomac are both good trainers.
The Crawford's bigger than everyone he fights. I mean, you're going to give him that kind of fight. He's fighting this big, gigantic guy. He throws this lazy overhand right. What does he think?
I'm not going to go as far and say that he's a bad trainer, but I'm just the only point I'm trying to make is whenever people go, this dude is the reason why this guy's a genius. I think it's 50-50. I think it's a symbiont relationship where one guy feeds off the other, and he just happened to have a guy that he could mold, and he already had it in him in a way. I mean, I'm not thinking something worked between Bomac and Crawford. But that doesn't mean it's going to work with everybody. And, a trainer that does excel in being a great trainer is the type of guy who can take an ordinary pug and get the best out of him. For example, there was an Argentinian guy, I forget his name, Amilcar or something. He trained Carlos Monzon, and then in the 2000s, he took Carlos Baldomir, couldn't crack, didn't have world-class speed, didn't have world-class power. He had a good chin. That was pretty much it. And he squeezed every ounce of talent that guy had, and he made him the undisputed world champion. Now, Baldomir later on went on to do some horrible things that we're not going to talk about it there, but the point remains, he still managed to become the undisputed welterweight champion. So that's a guy like Ismael Salas, too. He takes, what's his name, Rolly Romero, who's got a couple of good things going for him, and he's able to synthesize all those things for the fighter together, and he makes him the best version possible. That's a good trainer. But some of these dudes, I think also there's too much of a high expectation. Some of these guys like Bomac or like I said, what's his name, Reynoso, or before those guys, Virgil Hunter. When he was with Andre Ward, all of a sudden Andre Berto goes with him, and Perangulo goes with him, Amir Khan, and those guys were good, but they weren't going to become pound for pounders all of a sudden just because they joined Virgil Hunter.
I got something to tell you. When you're a fat ass that big, Bomac, when you're that fat, I mean, what are the chances of you being a great trainer? I mean, you a fat fuck, bro. You're gonna train another guy.
The Cheetos.
Like, come on, man. Just get this. I mean, I get it when you're like kind of flabby, but fat like that, bro. That guy ain't no fucking trainer, bro. That guy ain't no
experience,
phony, bro.
No, experience doesn't always equate to strategy, because there were several trainers, like for example Ben Davison. Like he, as far as I know, doesn't have any boxing experience, and he still managed to train guys like Fabio Wardley and Moses Tama and get them pretty far.
Yeah,
but not to a world championship level.
He's not fat. Ben Davison is not a fat ass. This guy's a fat. I can't even see his dick. Bro, if they took out 10 fucking, not 10, 1 foot of fucking blubber off of his front, bro. He's not gonna be seeing his dick, bro.
In the chat, Snackford says I would never trust a slob like Bomac. Would you trust a slob?
Did you guys see Bomac's speech?
You gotta move with the pads. You gotta do something with your fighter. How can you be this much of a fat ass and be a fucking good coach? Eddie Reynoso is not like in shape, like he got abs and shit, but you can tell that he's kind of chubby, but he's not fat, bro. That motherfucker is fat. Like I don't know how
was a terrible trainer. Eddie Mañoso is a terrible
Did you guys see Bomac?
That's why he sucks.
He's not just
Reynoso sucks.
Reynoso's decent. He's all right.
He's not great. He's not great.
He's somewhat in kind of shape. He's not in shape. He's somewhat something. I mean, he's kind of like thick bone probably. He likes his tacos a little too much, but not. Bro, that Bomac is like, bro, he barely moves. I think shit orbits around that motherfucker.
I mean, Bomac lives on a diet of cheese doodles and honey buns. I mean, the guy and Coca-Cola.
I actually didn't know this, but Bomac actually fought Butterbean.
No way.
Really?
I mean, the thing about a lot of these
Yeah, he did. I just checked his box rec.
What
I just
the
checked.
fuck?
I just checked. Brian McIntyre.
But was he as big as he is now, or?
No, he fought him in 2004. By decision. I mean, he lost by decision, but like Bomac does have some boxing experience that he can like transfer onto the fighters, like learn from
he has
his
to have
mistakes.
something. I mean, he's not
Whereas
like
Davison, as far as I know, he doesn't have
He's
much.
another circus act that doesn't even belong in a boxing conversation. People from the USA fucking love the circus. Man. I swear to fucking God.
100, 200 pounds lighter. When you're and you're trying to coach somebody, that shit don't work, bro. You gotta train. If you really want your boy to be the best or near the best, you gotta try you gotta be there in the ring with him. You gotta move the pads with him. You gotta do all this shit. This fat ass is out there in the fucking side, fucking telling him what to do. He's a moral support for Terrence Crawford. That's all he's ever been. And for the other guys, he's probably the same.
That's a little bit unfair to Bomac. One of the things that at least a lot of the trainers like to praise Bomac is his technique of training. Like for example, he uses, which is you only can do if you're a fat. You fight like him, which is grab the medicine ball and use it as a plain target, so they're fighters that can punch through. That's actually a really good technique. He actually emphasized the knee over toe weight distribution type thing. He actually gives a good advices. And when it comes to Davidson,
he was not a professional fighter, but he's like a Dev Benavides, like in the sense of he never was even in the amateurs, but he was in the gym his entire life. So is actually like how could you explain it? He has like some knowledge to it, and like for the most part, he's not like somebody who's gonna train somebody like gonna grow my fighter. He's gonna grab somebody who's already made and change his mentality. That's like his stick pretty much, But he's not like a lifetime trainer per se. He's like a therapist type trainer.
Well, there is something to be said too about Keyshawn Davis missing weight.
Look, man, you can say all that shit.
Gypsy,
all that shit. I'm telling you, you gotta be. Yeah.
Gypsy, can you hear me? Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry. But yeah, because I was saying that Keyshawn Davis, too. I remember that clip of him in the build-up to the Los Santos fight. He's eating chips. He's eating chips in the gym, and he's in the same room with Bomac. So I think there is something to that whole thing of, look, if this guy's overweight, and he's always sitting around. Every time they show video of Bomac, he's just sitting around and talking. Yeah, that's how we do. That's how we do. It's like, you can't get on the treadmill? I think I've seen, who was it? I've seen trainers do that. They get on the treadmill, they hit the bag before their guys get there, and then, okay, I'm ready. This guy's all day there, and he's just not doing anything, not moving. There's something, and every time they, maybe I'm going too far here, but every time they take a picture of the guy, his eyelids are downwards. Not his eyelids, his eyes. He seems like a very sad person. I mean, that's why I'm not focusing too much on his appearance, but what I'm saying is there is something weird about a guy who spends all day in the gym and doesn't train. Same thing with Reynoso, although Reynoso's not as big as Bomac, at least not yet. He might be getting there soon. I don't know. Maybe it's too stressful having so many fighters around. I don't know, but it's weird.
That's the thing I was about to say, that like sometimes you have like either so many fighters or you're working so much with a fighter that like you take it like a regular job, like 8 hours a day and shit like that. So and at the end you're not trained as hard as the fighter, because you have like all the fighters things to do, You're not as like in the gym. Somebody has to be the guy who has to be rested the most. Unfortunately, for the most part, is the trainer. It's even like if you ever have done like a personal trainer job, like like anything like LA Fitness or anything like that. For the most part, you make the client, aka the fighter in this thing to do everything. You just like talk to him. Of course, you're gonna do a couple of things, but it's not the same. I even seen like trainers with like that bellies, but they know what they're talking about. That's like
we're not talking about him training other fighters. He's talking about his golden goose, which was Terrence Crawford. If you're training, you got to be there with him every step of the way if you want this guy to be the best of the best. So how are you so fucking fat and be the same way? You're just going to be on the chair telling the guy, hey, go over there while I use my fucking scooter? You know what I mean? Like this guy is no, bro. He rode off in the sunset. He took Terrence he saw Terrence has potential. He could be somebody, and he was a moral support. After
to your point,
but after seeing all this shit, bro, there's no way he's a horrible coach.
No, here's the thing, though. To your point, Gypsy, I'm completely 100% correct. And just to add to your point, I think also that's also a reflection of the people around Bomac that I don't really think nobody cares about him like that. Don't get it twisted. I don't say like people around him like hate someone, nothing like that. You can tell, they have fun with him, and laugh around him or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is like in his life, I don't really think there is somebody who actually cares about him that much who's gonna tell him like, hey, you have to, trip a lot of fat from your fat ass, because the thing is, even though like fat people, they tend to have a lot of muscle because, for example, like Bomac, he's probably around like 400 to 500 pounds. So every time he take a shit that's like 450 squat, so
come on, man.
So that builds a lot of muscle. So I think he doesn't have nobody in his life who cares about him like that.
Maybe, yeah. But I wanted to say something too. Okay, so we're talking about Bomac and how he's overrated as a trainer, and I mean that goes for a lot of trainers. There's no magic trainer out there that's going to make a guy better, and that brings us to the whole Torrez thing, because a lot of people saw this coming. We just didn't expect Frank Sanchez to do it. I mean, there was a possibility because, like I said, Frank Sanchez can punch, but man, this Torrez guy, I've said it a million times before, man. If you're gonna be a pressure fighter, you need a guard or good head movement. This Torrez, all he would do was feint, and then he would jump in and he would bank on his speed to close the distance. This guy had no guard. If you rewatch that sequence, when he takes the right hand, he's just ducking down and trying to parry the shot at the same time. It's like, man, eventually when you're fighting heavyweights, one day, just a little tap on the chin or on the top of the head, it's gonna make you wobbly or knock you out, like what happened here.
Yeah. He didn't see the shot.
Oh, that was a beautiful thing.
He didn't see it coming. He threw this weak ass overhand and put his face right down. The guy, I think he hit him with like kind of like an uppercut right into his temple, and he just went right down, right out.
Also,
he never seen the shot coming.
He didn't see it coming.
Another thing, Bucho, I think Bucho and me were on the line. We said this guy's gonna get KO'd by Frank Sanchez. I said it. He agreed.
No, I didn't know he was. What the fuck?
I didn't know he was gonna get knocked out, but I was never a Sanchez fan. I always thought eventually he was gonna maybe get exposed. Yeah.
Not Sanchez, Torrez. I mean Torrez.
Yeah, Torrez was gonna get exposed.
Torrez. He had a triple button. You know, this was like a make or break. You know, for me, this was like the fight that was gonna show me what Torrez was all about, what he's made of. And yeah, he showed me what he was made of already. It's another 30-something-year-old highlights.
Also, when you see the highlights, here's the thing about him, man. One fight with their new trainer is not gonna make like a whole bunch of changes. Also, his foundation is really weak because first things first, his feet were like way too close. Second of all, he also broke another rule a vital rule in boxing, which you never cross your hands, and that's why he got caught. When you see that in the highlights, or even in like the full fight thing, I think it's already on next. He got caught when he has his hands crossed. He threw a punch, he pulled back, and he has his hands crossed like a shell, but his hands were like really, really wrapped up. So his head was completely out. Instead of having his backhand covering his head, you know, even if you have your hand down, at the very least you're covering the hooks or on the uppercuts, but he didn't do that. Plus his feet were together, so you have no balance. Plus you got caught.
Well, there you go, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it's a whole chemistry of things there in a way. This whole, I mean, I shouldn't use the word, but.
Right?
Well, I mean, in a way, yeah, in some ways. But listen, we gotta go, man. We've been on here for almost 3 hours. We gotta go. But I want to give a shout out to everybody who joined us here. I know Bucho was the host here, but I'm ending the show now because we're on for 3 hours and we gotta focus on some other things here. We will be maybe we'll try to go live tomorrow or on Monday for some follow-up shows. Some people are. I mean, listen. First of all, let me just say this real quick before we go. This is what's great about sports because. A lot of people were thinking that this fight was going to be one-sided for Usyk, and yet it gave us something to talk about. If Usyk would have just gone in there and just, did what he was supposed to, we wouldn't have much to talk about. It would have been boring. It would have been bland. And yet this gave us a lot of discussion. So, and I believe it will give us fuel for more episodes in the next coming days. So I want to give a shout out to all of you guys who joined us. Really appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to everybody who listened on the live stream here on YouTube. Let's give a big shout out to, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Earl Stevens, shout out to Earl, Eparokua, Remy, Starboy, Snackford, MLO, I think that's MLO, Guerrero de la Info, Eparokua, Manos, Dex, King KO the Great, says Bomag, clogs a lot of toilet. Come on. Snackford, I am Green. You guys know who you are, and everybody who donated the super chat too as well. Shout out to you guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Bucho, take it away.
Yep. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.